Chapter 302. The two beside you, are they your clansmen? Gao Xing smiled. Right. Luo Feng nodded. I've been lacking money recently. Lacking money, just tell me, as long as the amount isn't too large, within 1 billion black dragon dollars, I'll help you settle it, no interest. Gao Xing said straightforwardly. Borrowing money naturally required interest. For Gao Xing to say that, he was indeed a good friend. No, I want to sell my Black Dragon Mountain X-81 antique universe ship. Luo Feng said. Damn! Gao Xing's eyes almost popped out. You're willing to sell it? That's an antique from 1,000,000 years ago. To be able to preserve it as well as yours, it's very, very rare. This is definitely a treasure that every ship enthusiast would want. I advise you not to sell it. If you do, it'll be hard to buy it back. Luo Feng was helpless. Universe ship enthusiast? He actually didn't have such luxurious hobbies. I'm really selling. Do you have any channels? Luo Feng asked. It's simple to sell. Gao Xing's expression was serious. You can just post the news and you'll be able to sell it. However, to sell it for a high price, I've joined a few ship enthusiast groups. I'll help you send a message telling them about this. The last time I told them about your ship, some were so excited they wanted to buy it. Then thanks. Luo Feng was overjoyed. Wait, give me some time, I'll look for you after the discussion. I'll definitely find the highest price for you. Gao Xing said confidently. The call ended. Within the private room, Thunder God couldn't help but suspect, Luo Feng, if you ask this person to help, will he try to get money from it? What's the point of worrying? I don't have any other channels. Luo Feng revealed a smile. And as long as the price is close to what I want it to be, this Gao Xing, I don't think he's that kind of person. About 25 minutes later. Luo Feng, Gao Xing's call request. Babata shouted. Connect. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed. Do. A screen floated before him, Gao Xing's image appeared. Everything settled. I've discussed with a brother from the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. He's willing to offer the highest price of 12.8 billion black dragon dollars. This is the highest price I've heard from my friends. Gao Xing said directly. Those people aren't stupid. No matter how high they are, they won't be willing. Alright, this is the price. Luo Feng was straightforward. This is his virtual network number. Make a contract with him and decide on the place of delivery. Gao Xing directly gave Luo Feng a number. After the negotiations, Luo Feng and the other two returned to Earth. He brought the Silver Gray Universe ship to Bailan Star. During this period of time, he could only use the Silver Gray Universe ship. 12 days later. Bailan Star, planet docking port. This planet is too cold. A universe ship with 3 swords on it opened its door, and a youth dressed in luxurious clothes walked out, with 2-star level 8 bodyguards behind him. This young man had a chubby mouth, and his long hair was tied into dozens of small braids. There was also a strange pattern on his forehead. Sir. The person in charge of the planet's docking port greeted him respectfully. The fat-lipped youth glanced at the person in charge, looking around without a care in the world, spotting Luo Feng and the other two in the distance, shouting loudly, My dear brother Luo Feng, it's good to see you. He ran over and gave Luo Feng a bear hug. Nice to meet you, Brother Carrie. Luo Feng also hugged this youth. Where's my treasure? The youth's eyes gleamed. Look. Luo Feng pointed into the distance. This youth immediately rushed over to the pure black dragon ship, extending his hand to caress the ship's body. Looking at the engravings on it, he couldn't help but praise. Wow, pure black yttrium metal, a noble black color. And the old X-style black dragon engravings, it's very rare to see these days. It's maintained too well, hee. The youth's excited eyes gleamed. Under Luo Feng's lead, this youth toured the Black Dragon ship's cabins and other cabins, etc. From Gao Xing, Luo Feng knew that this youth came from the Black Dragon Mountain Empire's capital planet. His background was huge. This youth's family was much stronger than the Newland Shan family. However, such a large family's direct descendant couldn't possibly offend a Universe Level 9 warrior just because of a person he just met. 12. 8 billion, cash in one hand, goods in one hand. The youth walked down the cabin door and smiled. I've just transferred 8 billion black dragon dollars to your account. The transaction was a success. This ship enthusiast youth brought his favorite collection, the Black Dragon Mountain X-81 ship, and left by Lone Star. And Luo Feng immediately began customizing the survival bases. 5 million people standard C2 grade small survival bases. 4. The price is 6 billion black dragon dollars, a total of 4 billion black dragon dollars. 10 million people standard C2 grade survival base. 1. The price is 6 billion black dragon dollars. 10 million people standard C3 grade survival base. 1. The price is 2 billion black dragon dollars. A total of 2 billion black dragon dollars. Your Tai Luo company in the Virtual Universe Network, the Black Dragon Mountain Empire branch, has a second-level supervisor called Luo D. The Virtual Universe number is XXXXX. This person's attitude is extremely bad. While discussing business with the Tai Luo Company's Black Dragon Mountain Empire branch manager, Luo Feng also voiced out his complaints. These words were strongly requested by his second brother, Thunder God. Poor little supervisor Luo D, ever since he entered the Tai Luo Company, such a large company in the universe, he was extremely proud. Such a large company had high salaries, high commissions. This made him look down on his peers. Even though he was only a star traveler level, his salary was even higher than many star levels as bodyguards. How could he not be proud? What could he do, receiving a complaint from a big client with over 10 billion worth of contracts? This second-level supervisor had lost his job. He had forgotten, since he was doing business, he couldn't casually look down on others. Even if he didn't meet Luo Feng's group, if he met another group of people, he would still lose his job. Time passed. These few days, Luo Feng was completely immersed in his training, relying on Babata's guidance, using the highest efficiency to raise his body's evolution speed. Only occasionally receiving goods would he leave. In the blink of an eye, it was already China year 2062, December 24th, which was also Christmas Eve. It had already been a month since Boluo Nulinshan's little team came to Earth. Luo Feng and the other two took the ship back. In the following day, I'll build a survival base in America. This survival base has a capacity of 5 million people. Of course, during special times we can totally accommodate more people. In India, we'll similarly build a 5 million people survival base. Russia and the European Union's territories are close. They'll jointly use a 10 million people survival base. Asia's population is huge. Many other headquarter cities in Asia will share a 5 million people survival base. Africa and South America's headquarter cities will share a 5 million people survival base. China will use a 10 million people survival base. Within the War God Palace, facing the upper echelon of Earth, Luo Feng directly announced. In terms of population, China did indeed have a slight advantage. After all, the combined population of the European Union and Russia far exceeded that of China. However, both were using a 10 million people survival base. However, the leaders of the various countries couldn't say anything, because this survival base was given to them by Luo Feng. Giving it to them was benevolence. If they didn't give it, they couldn't blame Luo Feng. Actually, they didn't know China's survival base was a C3, the other bases were all C2, even though these C2 bases could barely withstand a Universe Level 1 warrior's attack. However, it couldn't compare to the C3's sturdiness. Earth China. The Hope Survival Base was situated north of the Jiangnan headquarters city. The entire base was like a huge fortress. This survival base was completely bronze in color, with a length and width of about 2,000 m, its height reaching close to 90 m, a total of 28 levels. The standard per-person area could reach 10 square meters. Survival base's 16th level. In a 6m wide walkway, China's upper echelon was inspecting. Head, isn't this a little too cramped? A middle-aged man couldn't help but ask. Cramped? The silver-haired old man shook his head. Right now we've only changed the original living quarters into bunk beds and left bunk beds, allowing each room to hold 4 people. Those activity areas etc. aren't even being used. How can it be considered cramped? This survival base can currently hold 40 million people. We can totally increase it. If we increase it, there won't even be any activity areas. The middle-aged man said. Right now within the survival base, there were activity areas etc. People living within wouldn't feel cramped. Cramped people, it's better than dying. The silver-haired old man sighed softly, looking at himself in the mirror embedded in the walkway. His hair that used to be white was now completely white. The universe is a place that we humans of Earth are unfamiliar with. Luo Feng, everything depends on the 3 of you. The various countries of Earth all sent their fighters, technological elites to the survival bases. As the fighters were all in the same little districts, the migration of the fighters, normal people didn't even notice. Time passed. The normal people of Earth continued to live their normal lives. The elites of Earth all moved to the survival bases. Luo Feng had already arrived at a planet that was closer to the Milky Way, the official base of the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. Jade Rock Star, it was the core planet of the surrounding countries. Its position was comparable to a low-level civilization's capital planet. Jade Rock Star was even closer to Earth than Dragon Star. Traveling through the universe only required about 5 days. On Jade Rock Star, Luo Feng didn't dare relax at all, using the highest efficiency to evolve his body. The moment he reached the star level, he would be able to immediately obtain his teacher's account on Jade Rock Star and immediately apply to become Earth's leader. In space. Around that star, 8 planets constantly revolved around it. This was the solar system. There was a life planet here, Earth. 2 huge interstellar battleships, one in front and one behind, were flying at shocking speeds in space. Senior Pulla, we still have 2 hours and 26 minutes to reach that life planet. We've already taken pictures, the azure blue planet, it's really beautiful. Really beautiful. The Newland Shan family fleet, after over 2 years of interstellar travel, had finally arrived at the solar system. And this day was China year 2063, February 21st. Chapter 303. Solar System. On one of the small moons orbiting Neptune, a large gray instrument sat on top of it. The lens was aimed at the 2 huge battleships flying past Jupiter in the distance. Do. The large instrument immediately flashed a few warning lights, following which it immediately sent out a signal. Ever since that exploration ship had soundlessly entered Earth, Luo Feng had left Earth and arrived at by Lan Star. He had immediately ordered a few space surveillance instruments, setting them up on a few of the solar system's moons, allowing him to immediately detect the Newland Shan fleet's arrival. China, survival base on the Hope. Woo 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 woo. An ear-piercing alarm sound immediately resounded throughout the entire 28 levels of the survival base, every area and every level. The light panels that were originally on the top floor of the survival base immediately retracted, all of the large windows automatically closed, even the important passages and entrances of the survival base swiftly closed themselves. Everything had entered the most critical moment. Survival base's lower 12 levels. Luo Feng's family, Thunder God's family and Hong's family all lived in this spacious mansion. However, even though they received special treatment because of Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God, the average living space was only 10 square meters. Master. Meng 2 and Meng 4, the 2 warriors Luo Feng had left behind swiftly rushed in. The universe fleet is about to reach Earth. Su Xian looked at the mini quantum computer in her hands. This was given to her by Luo Feng. The instrument's signal transmission speed is light speed, faster than the 2 battleships detected, however. I estimate it'll take about an hour. The enemy's interstellar battleships will reach Earth. Everyone in the mansion quietened down. I'll inform Luo Feng and the others. Su Xian immediately ran to a room on the side. In the room, there was a consciousness sensor helmet that was tied to an anonymous account. At the same time, Earth's 5 great countries and 23 headquarter cities all received this news. They had actually long known that whatever Newland Shan family fleet would arrive in 3 months, hence the preparations had been made long ago. Now that they had received the news, the countries immediately began to swiftly implement it. Only, the upper echelons of Earth were still extremely worried. No one knew what their future would be like. Against the universe's powerful families and interstellar fleets, Earth had no power to resist. They could only place all their hopes on Luo Feng, who was far away on Jade Rock Star. The Jade Rock Star was an important hub for the surrounding 6 vassal states. It was also the official planet of the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. The Black Dragon Mountain Empire mainly relied on this planet to deter the surrounding 6 vassal states, including the Silver Blue Empire. The Jadestone Star was bustling with activity. Luo Feng and the other 2 booked a room in one of the seaside hotels. Today is already February 21st. That Newland Shan family's fleet will arrive on Earth within these few days. Thunder God stood outside the villa and looked at the surging sea outside. He frowned. Brother Hong, 3rd son, hasn't broken through yet. Will it really be too late? Then we can only endure it. There is still hope, Hong said in a low voice. If Luo Feng wasn't able to break through in time, then he could only send the samples of Earth, data, etc. to the Black Dragon Mountain Empire to receive his reward. That way, Earth would belong to the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. Once it belonged to the Black Dragon Mountain Empire, then how Earth was dealt with, Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God had no way of interfering. Endure, endure, endure. No matter how good Thunder God's mental state was, the days passed day by day, getting closer and closer to the time of the Newland Shan fleet's arrival on Earth. This kind of pressure, if it was a normal person, they would have long gone crazy from anxiety. I've already broken through to the star level, yet 3rd son still hasn't broken through. Thunder God was originally at the pinnacle of the Star Traveler level 9. Relying on the Unmo planet's warrior training techniques, along with the Jade Rock Star, Luo Feng had bought some supplementary treasures for them. Thunder God was the first to break through to the Star level 1, while Hong was still stuck at the Star Traveler level 9. I wonder when 3rd son will break through. Hong turned his head, looking through the strange transparent wooden window. He saw Luo Feng sitting cross-legged on the bed. Hong and Thunder God realized that Luo Feng, who was sitting cross-legged on the bed, had actually opened his eyes. Has he broken through? Hong and Thunder God rushed into the room. Luo Feng opened his eyes. Is it a communication request from Earth? Babata was always connected to the virtual universe. He could receive messages, but to send a message, he had to send his consciousness into the virtual universe. When he saw his 2 brothers rush in, their faces filled with anticipation, Luo Feng shook his head. No, I haven't broken through yet. It's just that I've just received a communication request from Earth. From Earth? Hong and Thunder God were shocked. These days, the countries on Earth wouldn't easily disturb them. Don't tell me. Hong, Thunder God and Luo Feng's expressions were ugly. I'll go take a look. Luo Feng closed his eyes, his consciousness entering the virtual universe. Azure Blue Planet. 2 huge ships were passing through the atmosphere. Within the control room of one of the ships, Pulla and the other 3 heirs, through the external simulation, looked at the beautiful Earth covered in clouds, laughing excitedly. We've finally reached this life planet. 2 years of interstellar flight, it's too long. These 4 heirs had high statuses. When had they ever suffered such hardship, going through such a boring interstellar journey, a whole 2 years? Discovered information network. Already hacked into this planet's network. The control room's AI swiftly hacked into Earth's network, obtaining large amounts of information. What the AI didn't know was that from 3 months ago, the entire Earth had undergone a network sweep because of the Universe Explorer Team's incident. All the important information on the network was deleted. The one in charge of this was the AI in charge of maintaining the War God Palace. This planet is called Earth. Its radius is close to 6,400 kilometers. Its surface area is 510 million square kilometers, of which 29.2% is land, 78% is water. The planet's surface gravity is about 0.11 of the universe's standard gravity unit. This planet's population is close to 7 billion. The number of warriors on this planet. The ship's AI swiftly reported large amounts of data. I'll inform teacher of this good news. The handsome youth Pulla said and immediately left the control room, entering his own cabin. Within the cabin, Pulla swiftly connected his consciousness, entering the virtual universe. It was a luxurious garden villa with 3 floors. The walls were covered with beautiful flowers. Within a study room. Pulla stood in the study room, quietly waiting. A screen floated in front of him. It was completely blank. Schwa. On the screen suddenly appeared a square-faced, tall and sturdy man. His ears pointed, obviously from the same race as Pulla. Teacher. Pulla bowed respectfully. This was his teacher, also Buluo Nulan Shan's grandfather, the current head of the Nulan Shan family. Yuka Nulan Shan, a rather unconventional head. Different from the other clansmen who liked art and paid attention to etiquette etc., this was a very barbaric head, even more so than the previous generation head. Yuka Nulan Shan nodded, his eyes examining Pulla. You've reached that planet? Yes, teacher. Pulla said respectfully, this planet is called Earth by the Aboriginals. Earth? Yuka Nulan Shan repeated twice. Pulla. Yuka Nulan Shan said solemnly, you've just reached this planet, you must be careful. The Buluo from before, it's been a full 3 months since we've received any news from him. Even the old head couldn't contact him. He has a high chance of dying. Hence, don't be careless. Understood. Pulla nodded. That year when Buluo Nulan Shan didn't reply, the Nulan Shan family didn't notice. But as time went on, even the 2 clan leaders' requests to communicate didn't receive any approval. The Nulan Shan family began to suspect that Buluo might have died. Everything is going according to plan. Yuka Nulan Shan said solemnly, as fast as you can, gather as much data as you can on Earth, and take samples. With the interstellar flight coordinates record, large amounts of data, and sample standards, we can quickly apply to the Black Dragon Mountain Empire to directly buy this Earth and place it under our family's name. At that time, we can take our time to examine and research this Earth. Yes, teacher. Pulla was extremely respectful. Go. Yuka Nulan Shan said. Beep. The communication was shut down. Pulla squinted his eyes. Data, sample. Whoosh. Pulla's consciousness left the virtual universe and returned to reality. Over 10 billion people lived on the Jadestone planet, in a hotel near the sea in a bustling city. Splash, the seawater surged up again and retreated again and again. Hong and Thunder God sat cross-legged on the beach, waiting silently. Behind them, within that quiet room, Luo Feng sat cross-legged on the bed, his entire being as calm as the sea. However, within he was extremely anxious. Body training, normally level 1 to 3 was the easiest, level 4 to 6 was a little harder, level 7 to 9 was even harder, level 9 breaking through to a new life form, the difficulty was the highest. Luo Feng's core was the core. Hence his soul had no restrictions, the only thing that was restricted was this Earth human body. His body had long crossed into the star level 6, however from level 6 to level 7, the difficulty had to rise exponentially. Luo Feng had always been stuck at the last step, feeling like he was about to break through, however he just couldn't. The Newland Shan family has already arrived on Earth. I don't have much time left, not much. Don't tell me I really have to take the second path, let the entire human race on Earth undergo a huge migration? Close to 7 billion people migrating, and almost all of them are below the Star Traveler level. They aren't even protected by the Empire's laws. When we meet any slave traders, even if they rob us, I won't be able to do anything. I can't accept it, I can't accept it. Quick, quick, quick. An unprecedented emotion. That desire. Rumble. Luo Feng's consciousness rumbled. Silence. Everything was silent. He could hear the sound of the distant waves crashing onto the beach and receding. He could also hear Hong and Thunder God's restless breathing. He could also hear the ticking of the mechanical clock hanging on the wall of the house. Under the perception of his powerful telekinesis, the whole world seemed to have changed. It's not the same. Luo Feng opened his eyes, smiling as he looked around. I'm not the same. Luo Feng said softly, Earth is not the same. Outside the room, Hong and Thunder God turned at the same time, looking into the room. Big brother, second brother. Luo Feng smiled. Follow me to the Universe Galaxy Bank. End of Chapter 3. Chapter 304. Jade Rock Star, one of the planets directly controlled by the Black Dragon Mountain Empire, an intermediate-level civilization. As an important hub of the surrounding 6 vassal countries, in terms of importance, it was even higher than a low-level civilization's capital star. Naturally, there were branches of the Universe Galaxy Bank and the Universe First Bank here. In the center of the bustling city, where every inch of land was worth its weight in gold. A beautiful, soul-shaking building stood there, and around it, there was over 3 kilometers of grass fields. In such a place where every inch of land was worth its weight in gold, there were no buildings within 3 kilometers, just grass fields, trees, flowers, etc. It was simply too extravagant and wasteful. The humans from other planets on the streets looked at this building, their eyes filled with envy. Because this was the Universe Galaxy Bank. So tall. So beautiful. Luo Feng and Thunder God raised their heads to look at this piece of art. They were mesmerized. It's so majestic, how was it built? Hong's eyes gleamed too. The 3 brothers from Earth were like country bumpkins, shocked at the huge building. This Universe Galaxy Bank skyscraper was completely built like a galaxy river. The effect was extremely realistic. Looking at this building, it was almost like looking at the galaxy. I've only been there once before on Dragon Star, but seeing it again, it's still shocking. Luo Feng couldn't help but exclaim. Look, the people walking towards the bank's entrance, their auras are all different. Thunder God pouted, pointing towards the distance. Luo Feng looked over. Indeed, there were occasionally people walking towards the Universe Galaxy Bank. Looking around, their auras were obviously different. After all, the lowest deposit here was 100 million Black Dragon dollars. A normal planet's richest person would only have that. Let's go, let's enter. Luo Feng said. Hong and Thunder God were filled with anticipation. The 3 walked shoulder to shoulder towards the bank's entrance. The passers-by in the distance, as they watched the 3 walk towards the bank, they were naturally filled with envy. When would they be able to enter the Universe Galaxy Bank's entrance? The Universe Galaxy Bank's entrance was incomparably huge, almost as though it was covered with a layer of flowing water, almost like the water curtain cave in the novels of Earth. The only difference was, this flowing water was actually a light effect. If you're not an old customer of the bank, to open an account, you have to go there. Luo Feng said with familiarity. However, I'm an old customer, follow me and you can enter from the main entrance. He passed through the water and entered. Inside was an incomparably spacious and pleasing hall. Hello sir, please rest here for a while. There are a lot of customers today, I'm sorry. A beautiful girl wearing a vest with the logo of the Star River Bank smiled and bowed. Understood. Luo Feng saw that there were already 12 groups of customers sitting on the sofas. Luo Feng and the other two also sat on the 13th sofa. A screen automatically appeared beside the sofa, and various options appeared on the screen. Whatever you want to drink, it's free, said Luo Feng. Oh! Hong and Thunder God watched with interest. He waited quietly. Batches of customers entered the reception room, and new customers lined up behind them. When Luo Feng reached third, there were already 16 groups of people in the living room. Hua! Luo Feng suddenly felt the originally quiet hall suddenly become noisy. It was a noise of suppressed voices. One had to know that to be able to enter the Universe Galaxy Bank, one had to have a high status, or at least a high status. Even if they were arrogant elsewhere, they would try their best to show that they were civilized here. Hence, the commotion was a very strange thing. Luo Feng turned to look. 3 people walked in from within the hall. The one leading was dressed in a black battle uniform. His entire body was incomparably strong, about 2.1 m tall, his skin was green-black. There was also a third eye on his forehead. Beside him, there was another skinny and weak-looking human of the same race as him. The last person, however, was completely covered in a black robe. The only similarity between the 3 was, on their left chests was a medal. The picture was of a blood-colored wave with a planet on it. This is... Luo Feng squinted. On the Virtual Universe Network, I've seen this picture before. Thunder God too lowered his voice. Beside him, Hong's eyes too gleamed, burning with passion. The other bank customers within the hall all held their breaths nervously, or looked with fervent respect at the 3 who had just entered. They all lowered their voices and spoke to their companions. Universe mercenaries. True universe mercenaries. I can actually see universe mercenaries. And they're universe 1-star mercenaries. 3 universe mercenaries, to be able to see them on a planet like Jade Rock Star, 2 excitement. Incomparable excitement. Including Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God, all the customers within the Jade Rock Star branch of the Universe Galaxy Bank were incomparably excited. Because these 3 were from the universe's most respected, powerful and valiant group, the Universe Mercenaries. The universe's number 1 power, the Universe Mercenary Alliance. Over 99% of the powerful fighters and spirit readers would all join the Universe Mercenary Alliance. Even though the Universe Mercenary Alliance was rather loose, in the vast universe, no universe country would dare offend the Universe Mercenary Alliance. Back then, Luo Feng's teacher, the master of Yunmo planet, Hu Yenbo, was one of them. Star travelers could only be considered adventurers. Star levels could only have the right to take the exam and fight for the title of Universe Trainee Mercenary. Universe levels could only have the right to take the exam and fight for the title of Universe Trainee Mercenary. Sector Lords had the right to participate in the Universe 3-star Mercenary exam. Just having the right to take the exam. Whether or not they could obtain that title depended on whether or not they passed the exam. The Universe Mercenary exam's difficulty was extremely high, hence, the official Universe 1-star mercenaries were all selected universe levels. Even some of the region lords who didn't pass the 2-star mercenary exam were only 1-star mercenaries. Which meant, the 3 universe mercenaries before him were at least 3 universe levels. They could even be domain lords. Universe mercenaries. This was a title that made one's heart feel respect and worship. They wandered between life and death, experiencing all sorts of dangers time and time again. They had unparalleled power. This was a group that countless humans in the vast universe respected and worshipped. Maybe some of them were universe levels, but they didn't have the guts to become mercenaries, or in other words, they didn't even have the ability to pass the exam. The Universe Mercenary exam was known as the strictest exam. The death rate was extremely high. 3 universe mercenaries. Luo Feng felt his heart racing. Powerful warriors that can battle on a white dwarf planet. Hong looked at the 3 universe mercenaries, many thoughts flashing through his mind. As Earth's strongest warrior, Hong, looking at the high and mighty universe mercenaries, he too had a yearning in his heart. One day, I too will become a universe mercenary. Universe mercenaries, this was a golden signboard, much more intimidating than any universe-level warrior. Because since they were mercenaries, they would have companions, and their companions wouldn't be much weaker, and their companions were those that had experienced life and death together. Even the Newland Shan family wouldn't dare offend the 3 universe mercenaries before them, unless they were prepared for their family's destruction. 3 respected guests. A slightly plump man dressed in a dark green uniform, his skin faintly glowing with a purplish-red hue, and 2 golden horns on his head. A small-eyed fatty hurriedly rode the light elevator to the first floor's lobby. He ran over and said politely, "I'm the president of the Universe Galaxy Bank's Jade Rock Planet branch, Peter. Please follow me." HM. The leading 3-eyed universe mercenary creased his eyebrows, his third eye scrutinizing the fat president, nodding. After which, the 3 universe mercenaries followed the president, taking the light elevator up. Only then did the hall burst into an uproar. It's actually 3 universe mercenaries. Universe mercenaries. And 2 of them are from the Vichy race. The last one was completely covered in a robe. I couldn't see him clearly. Second uncle, why are they going up? Isn't the Universe Galaxy Bank's business on the first level? Normal customers go to the first level, star customers are all upstairs. What's the criteria for a star customer? No idea. Anyway, the person in charge of our main company, with assets of over $1 trillion Black Dragon dollars, is only a normal customer of the Universe Galaxy Bank. He doesn't even reach the 1-star customer requirement. Within the bank's hall, the various groups of people were discussing. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God couldn't help but discuss softly. From what I see, these 3 mercenaries should be considered 1-star customers. Thunder God said. Maybe, anyway the requirements for a star customer are ridiculous, Luo Feng said. While they were talking, it was already Luo Feng's turn. Sir, it's your turn. The bank employee was very humble. Big brother, second brother, I'll be right back, Luo Feng said. Under the employee's guidance, he entered the reception room. I want to transfer money. Luo Feng was in the reception room, speaking to the employee inside. May I ask what your account number is? The beautiful employee smiled. Babata had told Luo Feng his account number long ago. Luo Feng couldn't help but be extremely excited. This was one of the 3 accounts his teacher left for him. The 3 accounts were respectively the Star level, Universe level and Domain Lord level. This first account would definitely have the least amount of money, however, for a big figure like the Yun Mo Planet Master. Even a single strand of his hair would be extremely thick. 8,492, 8,593, WXH, 8,528, 5,285, 032. Luo Feng held his breath, reporting his account number. Please wait a moment. The employee inside swiftly operated, quietly waiting for the response from the virtual universe network. This is... The employee's already large eyes immediately widened to the size of a fist, her eyes filled with shock. After which she looked fearfully at Luo Feng, trembling as she said, "Respected guest, please wait a moment, I'll go inform the chairman." Saying that she immediately ran out. Just as she ran out, she turned back and looked nervously at Luo Feng. "Respected guest, there's someone else who'll take care of you first, please wait a moment." Saying that she swiftly rushed out. Universe Galaxy Bank Jade Rock Star Branch, 9th floor. The chairman Peter smiled humbly and spoke with the 3 universe mercenaries, handling business. "Even though it's a little troublesome, it'll be settled very quickly, please wait a moment." In a place like Jade Rock Star, Even he would only occasionally receive 1-star customers. After all, the requirements to reach a 1-star were extremely high. At this time, the door outside was immediately pulled open. HM? The 3 universe mercenaries turned to look, their faces revealing unhappiness. The leader of the 3-eyed Vishnu stared coldly at the newcomer. What's going on? The chairman was extremely displeased. How could they disturb a VIP when receiving a guest? A woman and a similarly chubby man with 2 golden horns on his head walked in. Both of them gave the president a look. Peter was slightly shocked. These 2 were the vice chairman and the other a business manager. Peter seemed to have realized something, bowing to the 3, "Please wait a moment." Saying that, he swiftly walked out, closing the door behind him. What's going on? The chairman frowned at the 2 before him. Little brother, don't you know I'm with 3 1-star customers? This is a big matter. I know. The fatty, who looked exactly like the chairman, was sweating profusely. However, this matter is even bigger. What matter? The chairman Peter was shocked. Let's talk in the secret room, the operator said. The chairman squinted his eyes. The reception room for the 3 universe mercenaries was specially constructed. Spirit energy couldn't penetrate it. It was completely soundproof, isolating many signals from detection. And the secret room was an extremely important technology of the Universe Galaxy Bank. Even undyings would find it hard to eavesdrop. Very quickly the 3 entered the secret room. Within the secret room, the chairman looked at the operator. Speak, what's the matter? Big matter. The vice chairman gulped. Chairman. The operator's face was filled with excitement. He said softly, "There's a customer downstairs who wants to withdraw money. His account it's a 5-star account." What? The chairman was so shocked his face went pale. My God! Many of the branch presidents of the Universe Galaxy Bank would occasionally come across a 1-star account. It was extremely rare, and they would only come across a 2-star account every few decades. In their entire lives, they might not even see a 3-star account, much less the legendary 5-star account. One had to know, even for a universe-level warrior, a 1-star account was already not bad. A 5-star account, what concept was that? A customer with a 5-star account, buying a planet was like buying sugar pills. Like the Silver Blue Empire and other low-level civilized countries, in front of such a customer, were like ants. Even in the vast universe, even in the universe high-level civilized countries, among the universe countries, they were still extremely important people. With one word, they could make trillions of humans slaves. Trillions of humans were terrifying people. 5-star account? The chairman was completely dumbfounded. Right, bro, if you don't believe me, check it out. Right now the entire bank's control has been transferred. It's controlled by the AI. Our every word and action is being monitored. Just now, if we dared to talk about the 5-star customer outside the secret room, the bank's AI would instantly kill us. The bank's AI will kill us instantly. The vice president was sweating profusely. The chairman wiped his forehead too. The Universe Galaxy Bank, this sort of super large bank, definitely put their customers first. Especially the 5-star customers. The 5-star customers' money was stored there. The bank used it for turnover, generating huge profits every day. The moment such a customer's secret was leaked, even if it destroyed an entire planet, the Universe Galaxy Bank had to ensure that the secret was not leaked. P.S. Chapter 1 here. Chapter 305. Within the waiting room. Babada, what's going on? Why do I feel like something's wrong? Luo Feng rubbed his chin, his thoughts questioning Babada. Something's wrong. A certain little demon was acting dumb. That operator's eyes earlier, it was like those Western believers on Earth suddenly seeing God, seeing an angel. Those people who saw the universe mercenaries before weren't like that. Luo Feng asked, Babada, tell me, just what's going on? Don't you dare lie to me. I'll say. Babada teased, the account you reported earlier was actually a 5-star account. 5-star account? Luo Feng creased his eyebrows. He had heard it before in the bank lobby. Even $1 trillion black dragon dollars was only a normal account. It didn't reach the requirements of a 1-star account. Compared to a 1-star account, who knows how many times stronger a 5-star account, what was the point of that? Teacher can't have given me this much money in the first account, right? Luo Feng creased his eyebrows. Star level, universe level, domain lord, these 3 levels could give him 3 huge sums of money. This first sum should be the least. Of course. This first sum of money is the least. It's just a drop in the ocean of your teacher's wealth. As for this account, actually your universe level account, it's 8,492, 8,593, WXH, 8,528, 5,285, 032 your domain lord account, it's also this. At the same time, it's the account your teacher used back then. It's a 5-star account. Babata said. The account my teacher used? Luo Feng was stunned. Unemo Planet's master. That was an absolute warrior with 9 undying slaves under him, a powerful being even amongst the undying. In the Ganwu universe country, that was a powerful person. It wasn't strange for such a person to use a 5-star account. The 3 accounts your teacher arranged for you are actually all this account. Babata said again. What do you mean? Luo Feng didn't understand. The same account, with different passwords and methods of opening, the amount you see will be different. Babata said. Luo Feng realized. Earth's bank cards had such settings too. Entering one password, the balance was 10,000. Entering another password, the balance was actually 10 million. The third password could even be 1 billion. If a person was kidnapped by a robber and asked for the password of his bank card, the robber would probably only be able to withdraw 10,000 yuan. This account is the main account. The 3 legacies that your teacher left for you are all in this account. However, this account has 3 ways to obtain the inheritance. Different ways will result in different inheritances. Babata explained. So that's how it is. Luo Feng understood. At this moment, the chubby bank manager ran in from the door. The bank manager was very enthusiastic and respectful. Dear guest, please follow me. Asterisk, 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 they took the elevator to the 13th floor of the bank building. Beep. Esteemed guest. A crisp voice resounded from the mouth of a metallic robot. Universe Galaxy Bank, welcome. Luo Feng suspiciously left the light elevator. The president bowed respectfully and took the elevator down. Please follow me. The robot said to Luo Feng. Huh? A robot to serve me? Luo Feng was suspicious. What he didn't know was, the Jade Rock Star Branch's standards were too low, even the head didn't have the authority to welcome Luo Feng. In the luxurious and comfortable reception room, 8,492, 8,593, WXH, 8,528, 5,285, 032. Luo Feng sat down and spoke in Universe Common Language. This is the account number. I want to withdraw money. Please wait a moment. The robot smiled. After a while, it said again, please use your spirit energy to scan my arm's touchpad. A peculiar black gold touchpad suddenly extended from its arm. Spirit energy? Luo Feng smiled. Babata had said before that one of the procedures to withdraw money was one's spirit energy had to be at least a star level, and it had to be the Unemo planet's spirit energy to pass. Luo Feng's thoughts moved and his spirit energy scanned the touchpad. The data matches. The robot looked at Luo Feng. Please enter the 3-4-dimensional passcode. Dear guest, you can choose to enter with your thoughts, your voice, or your hands. The 3-4-dimensional passcode was extremely complicated. It was based on the time and space coordinates etc. that were constantly changing. According to the original passcode, time, space coordinates, spirit energy level etc., the new passcode was calculated. And the calculation method was set by the UNMO planet master back then. Also, this passcode had a total of 3 levels. What a long passcode. Luo Feng used his quantum computer to connect to the Universe Galaxy Bank system and used his thoughts to enter the passcode. Check the balance. Luo Feng ordered nervously within. Nervous. This teacher of his was the kind of person whose wealth could rival a country. However, his inheritance was split into 3 parts. The star-level Luo Feng received the least. What was the minimum amount of one portion? Luo Feng himself didn't have much confidence. Who knew what his teacher was thinking? I hope I can buy Earth, I hope I can buy Earth. Luo Feng prayed silently. Do. On the screen of Luo Feng's arm, the numbers appeared. That long string of zeros made Luo Feng dizzy. 100,000,000,000,000, 100 million, 100 million, 10 billion? Luo Feng stared at the last currency symbol, Ganwu dollars? 10 billion Ganwu dollars. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed, his face filled with glee. How generous! His teacher was really good to him. 10 billion Ganwu dollars, even if it was officially exchanged, it could be exchanged for 10 trillion black dragon dollars. If it was through the black market or other methods, it could easily be exchanged for a few trillion black dragon dollars. Even a universe-level warrior would have to sell a few planets to have such a large amount of wealth. Your teacher thought back then that when you were a star-level roaming the universe, 10 billion Ganwu dollars was more or less enough. After all, even those big families' direct descendants, getting 100 billion Ganwu dollars was already not bad. Babata said. Luo Feng nodded in agreement. Even the highly promoted Emperor Xiaowei only got 1 life planet after 10 years, and he didn't dare sell it. Babata, how much can I get for a universe level and domain lord? Luo Feng asked. Babata was his teacher's AI back then. When his teacher set up these 3 accounts in the virtual universe network, Babata would definitely be very clear. I can't say. Babata refused to speak. Forget it if you don't want to say. 10 billion, and it's still Ganwu dollars. Luo Feng looked at the balance. He finally had a feeling of wealth. This wasn't black dragon dollars, but the incomparably expensive Ganwu dollars. Within the star levels, including the big family's disciples and the descendants of the big powers, Luo Feng could be considered one of the top tycoons within the star levels. One had to know that the richest person on a normal planet only had about 100 million black dragon dollars. Luo Feng alone was comparable to over 100,000 of those tycoons. Transfer. Luo Feng looked at the robot and said, "Transfer to the account that's bound to my spirit imprint." His teacher's account was bound to his spirit imprint, even though there were other ways to open it. Opening it once was too troublesome. Binding the spirit imprint was the safest and most convenient. Outside the Universe Galaxy Bank main entrance, Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God walked out. Luo Feng, do we have enough money? Thunder God asked. Is it enough? Hong was nervous too. Applying to buy Earth, the amount of money required was astronomical. Piece of cake. Luo Feng smiled. Let's go to the Empire office to buy Earth. Milky Way Earth. The entire Earth's commoners were as usual. They didn't even know that a fleet from the universe had arrived on Earth. And Earth's fighters, scientists and many other elite families, were all within the survival bases. They too didn't know of the impending crisis. Only the highest levels knew. In the air above the Pacific Ocean, 2 huge battleships floated. On one of the battleship, the Newland Shan family's 8 heirs stood in a row, looking at the control room's huge screen. These 8 star level 9 youths all had serious expressions, not a trace of a smile on their faces. Scan complete. Earth's population is close to 7 billion, of which 180 million are within the 6 survival bases. This planet's student level, Star Traveler level fighters over 99% are in the survival bases. and those outside haven't even reached the student level 1. The battleship's AI swiftly reported. As an interstellar battleship, its scanning radius was extremely large. Earth's radius was only close to 6,400 kilometers. A complete scan was very easy. Survival bases. It's a survival base. Of the 8 heirs, one of the black-skinned youth raged. Who said this planet is a backward planet without a master? They even have a survival base. I don't believe that a small planet would have the factories to manufacture the survival bases. It's definitely impossible. Right. One of the Nuland-Shan family heirs nodded. I agree too. This planet has a connection with the universe. But what do we do now? Buluo must have been killed by the aboriginals of this planet. Don't talk about aboriginals. This planet definitely isn't an aboriginals planet. This planet is able to build 6 survival bases, and they are all C-grade. Just these 6 bases in the universe, normal planets wouldn't even be able to build them. A huge commotion. They originally thought that Earth would be easy to deal with, but looking at it now, the upper echelons of the planet were all hiding in the survival bases. The ones outside were all normal people who hadn't even reached the student level 1, and they were already able to do this. It was obvious that the opponent was prepared. Probably the information gathered on the internet before couldn't be fully trusted. Of course, the 8 personal disciples were displeased. Silence. A low voice resounded. The other 7 looked over. The one speaking was Pu-La, the one with the highest position amongst them. Earth's upper echelons are all hiding in the survival bases. This survival base, we can't do anything about it. Pu-La's eyes were cold, his gaze sweeping past the other 7. Right now, on one hand, we'll follow the original plan to swiftly gather all sorts of ores etc. from Earth, take samples and collect data. As for the others, I'll go see teacher. Pu-La, since young, he had been the most dazzling member of the Nuland-Shan family. A star level 9 who had his own domain. He was the family's greatest hope to be able to reach the universe level. He was indeed a genius. Of course he couldn't compare to Hong and Thunder God, who had domains at the Star Traveler level. Geniuses had special privileges. Pu-La could easily meet the head and the old head. Compared to the tragic Buluo from before, he was much stronger. Virtual Universe, Ganwu Continent's Black Dragon Mountain Island. On the screen appeared 2 human silhouettes, their ears pointed, their eyes slightly red. One of them was tall and sturdy, the other gave off a feeling of closeness. Teacher, old head. Pu-La bowed respectfully. Within he was shocked. The 2 heads were actually here. I have something important to report. The tall and sturdy current head Yuka Nuland-Shan said. This planet has long been prepared for our arrival. Their planet's upper echelon and elites have all hidden in a survival base. This survival base is a C-grade. We have no way of breaking through. Pu-La said solemnly. I can deduce that this planet's precious information has definitely been collected or erased. We have no way of finding anything. Also, building a survival base is extremely complicated. A single planet definitely can't do it. The survival base should have been bought from the universe. On the screen, the current head and old head's expressions changed. As long as one wasn't stupid, they would guess that Earth had already made contact with the universe. I've checked, this planet is still ownerless. The old head said. Teacher, old head, what should our next step be for the fleet on Earth? Pu-La said respectfully. The 2 heads lowered their voices and conversed. Pu-La didn't dare disturb them. Pu-La. Yuka Nuland-Shan's gaze was sharp. Use the fastest speed to take samples, collect data, and even record the interstellar coordinates. Afterwards, use the fastest speed to send them to the nearest Black Dragon Mountain Empire official planet, Jade Rock Star. Since Earth is ownerless, we have to use the fastest speed to buy it under our name. Number 2. Yuka Nuland-Shan's voice was resounding and powerful. Begin searching that planet, see if there are any treasures left behind by that undying back then. Number 3. Remember, the strongest fortresses are usually broken through from the inside. Since we have no way of forcefully breaking through the survival base, then we can hypnotize them, or use the hearts of the people, etc. Anyway, controlling the human race on this planet will be beneficial for us to excavate the planet's treasures. Number 4. I remember you saying that there are large amounts of monsters on this planet? Train them and interact with them. They are also native life forms of Earth. Maybe they know of some places on Earth. Understood. Pula replied. Go, immediately carry it out. Yuka ordered. Yes, Pula replied. Times when Pula began to work from all 4 sides, giving orders, commanding over 1,000 star levels and over 10,000 star travelers, Luo Feng was at the Empire's official office on Jade Rock Star. Empire Office. These are the planet's coordinates. These are the records of our arrival at the planet's interstellar coordinates. Regarding the planet's samples, data, etc., they've all been placed here. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God sat in chairs. Hong and Thunder God didn't know how to speak the universe language. They could only rely on the quantum computers and AI's consciousness to translate. Luo Feng was speaking from the side. The officials were handling it. One of the receptionists said, if the interstellar coordinates are verified and there are no problems, you will receive a reward of 100 billion black dragon dollars. No, I don't want the reward. Luo Feng looked at the receptionist. Discovering an ownerless planet, one has the priority to buy it. I want to buy it. The officials who were originally discussing within immediately quietened down, turning to look at Luo Feng. Buy a life planet? The receptionist couldn't help but ask again. This wasn't about buying weapons or treasures. A life planet was extremely expensive. Yes, I want to buy it, Luo Feng said. End of 2 chapters. Chapter 306. The Jade Rock Star Empire's office was considered a small corner of the Black Dragon Mountain Empire's vast territory. Buying a planet? It's been so many years since they met one. The 3 of you, please follow me upstairs. A skinny Empire official said. All right. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God followed him, quickly arriving at the 34th floor of the Empire's office. Mr. Luo Feng, is it? The official from the Empire looked at Luo Feng. Are you sure you want to buy this planet, the planet named Earth according to your information? I'm sure. Luo Feng creased his eyebrows. I should be able to buy it, right? Mr. Luo Feng, as the first to discover this ownerless planet and provide information, you definitely have the first right to buy it. The official emphasized. However, I have to remind Mr. Luo Feng, when we sent the planet's data to the Empire headquarters, the reply they gave us was, once everything is confirmed, they'll give you a reward of 100 billion black dragon dollars. Do you know the meaning of this reward? Meaning of the reward? Luo Feng was stunned. Suddenly Luo Feng remembered what Babata had told him before. Discovering an ownerless planet, the Black Dragon Mountain Empire will, depending on the planet, reward at least 10 billion black dragon dollars, the highest 100 billion black dragon dollars. This is the highest reward? Luo Feng understood. Yes. The official nodded. Even though the large amounts of data you provided are still awaiting confirmation, however, just that planet's coordinates has already made the Empire headquarters confirm that it's the highest quality life planet. The one who discovered it will also be given the highest reward. If you want to buy this planet, you'll have to pay the highest price. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God exchanged glances. How much money was needed to buy Earth? Luo Feng and his 2 brothers had been discussing before, according to the Empire's laws. To buy it directly, one had to pay at least 300 billion, the highest 3 trillion black dragon dollars. This was a preferential policy for the person who discovered the ownerless planet. If it was a normal planet auction, there definitely wouldn't be a price limit. What you mean is, Earth is the highest quality life planet. Luo Feng couldn't help but ask. Yes. That's what the Empire headquarters replied. The official nodded. Indeed so. Thunder God curled his lips. Luo Feng and Hong were helpless. Babata had already guessed before an undying being who had once ruled over a life planet could very well be the highest quality life planet. It requires 3 trillion black dragon dollars, right? Luo Feng looked at him. Yes. The official nodded. I'll buy. Luo Feng didn't hesitate at all. Earth was priceless in Luo Feng's heart. He was willing to spend any amount. I'm sorry, the official said apologetically. If Mr. Luo wants to buy Earth, you need to submit an application first. Secondly, the large amount of data you have provided needs to be reviewed by the various departments of the Imperial headquarters. Only after it has been verified can we officially trade with you. Damn, it's the same as on Earth. Everything has to be done according to procedure, Thunder God muttered in Chinese. How long? Luo Feng couldn't help but ask. I'm just a lowly official from a remote planet. I'm not sure how long it will take for the headquarters to review it, so I can only tell Mr. Luo. The Empire's legal limit was 30 days at the most. The fastest was uncertain. If you were a member of a major family in the Empire, perhaps I would be able to settle this for you in the time it takes to drink a cup of tea. Luo Feng's expression changed. Hong's and Thunder God's faces were also ugly. 30 days? Luo Feng panicked. The Newland Shan family had already arrived on Earth. They would definitely gather data and samples from Earth. They also had records of the interstellar flight coordinates. He could immediately teleport to the Jadestone planet. In terms of speed, the Newland Shan family had a deep background. The Empire's government's efficiency would probably be much higher. Before the purchase process was completed, he wouldn't be able to rest easy. Who knew what problems would arise? It definitely can't be 30 days. Thunder God said softly. I can see that the way things are done here is the same as on Earth. If we let them drag it out, who knows if something will go wrong? We have to settle it quickly. Even if nothing goes wrong, 30 days? I don't even know what Earth has become. Hong creased his eyebrows. Luo Feng nodded. Suddenly he looked up at the official before him, standing up and walking towards him. Mr. Luo, what are you doing? The skinny official panicked. Pa. Luo Feng placed both his hands on the table in front of him, leaning over and staring at the skinny official. I want to settle it as quickly as possible. My apologies. The official apologetically shook his head. I'm just a small official from a remote planet. If you settle it within 7 days, I'll give you 10 million black dragon dollars. Luo Feng stared at the official, his voice low and raising his index finger. If you settle it within 3 days, I'll give you 100 million black dragon dollars. The official's eyes almost popped out, his entire being was in a mess. The Empire's official salary was indeed very high. However, in his entire life, he would never have 100 million black dragon dollars. That was the wealth of a normal planet's richest person. 100 million black dragon dollars was enough for him to hire a star-level bodyguard, buy a large group of beautiful servants, let his relatives and friends surround him and suck up to him, living a luxurious and comfortable life for the rest of his life. Huff, huff. The official's breathing was messed up. If you settle it within a day, I'll give you 500 million black dragon dollars. Luo Feng's gaze was sharp, his 5 fingers extended. If you settle it within an hour, I'll give you 1 billion black dragon dollars. The official stared wide-eyed, his throat swallowing hard. My God! Even a pie falling from the sky wouldn't drop such a huge one. Mr. Luo Feng. The official's breathing was heavy, his eyes red. He said solemnly. The time it takes to drink a cup of tea before, that's definitely only when the big shots of the Empire's big families have spoken, the highest level of the Empire giving the order. Would it be that fast? As there are too many departments involved, I don't have the confidence to settle it within an hour, however within a day, I have 100% confidence. The official's neck was thick. Luo Feng laughed. 100% confidence within a day? Before, they said the most was 30 days. Other than that, a small official like him couldn't do anything. The power of money in the universe was indeed very obvious. However, I need money to pave the way now. The official's eyes gleamed, saying swiftly, because of the inspection of buying the planet etc., it involves 12 departments, I have to get through every single one of them. According to the normal procedures, it would normally take more than 15 days. I know the people from those departments. Don't worry. If you were to invite the big shots from the upper echelons, I reckon they wouldn't be as fast as me, because I'm an insider. Mr. Luofeng, please give me 100 million first, I'll act immediately. The official said, Mr. Luofeng, this kind of big shot, killing me is as easy as killing an ant, hence I definitely wouldn't dare swallow Mr. Luofeng's money and not do anything. Very good. Luofeng smiled and nodded. I'll give you 200 million black dragon dollars first, after that I'll give you 300 million. He was already willing to buy Earth with 3 trillion black dragon dollars. Why would he care about 500 million black dragon dollars? It was just a small change. Luofeng was very clear, every mouse has its own path. To let this official do something, it would probably be faster than him asking Gao Xing for help. And Gao Xing was just a disciple of a big family. The important departments of the Black Dragon Mountain Empire probably wouldn't even recognize him. Gao Xing also needed to ask for help from others and so on. Luofeng didn't want to simply owe people favors. Favors were hard to repay. Milky Way Earth. China, survival base on the Hope. I say, little sister, when will brother-in-law return? Also, when are those alien fleets leaving? Su Gang sat in a chair, smoking one cigarette after another, obviously anxious. There was no way he wouldn't be anxious. Big brother, you're anxious, but you're still much better than the normal people living outside. Su Xian scolded unhappily. Right now it's not just you, the entire world's upper echelons are waiting for Luofeng, waiting for Hong and Thunder God to send news. We can't do anything, we can only wait patiently and slowly. Su Gang took a deep breath. They could only wait. It wasn't just him, everyone on Earth was waiting. Against the universe interstellar fleet, the entire Earth's humans were like babies, without any power to resist. Countless humans on Earth were silently hoping their pride of Earth, the 3 pinnacle warriors in the distant depths of the universe, would be able to give them a chance to live. Yes, Luofeng and the other 2 were on the distant Jade Rock star, working hard for Earth. So, on Earth, Asia, Europe, North America, in the skies above the continents, or even the oceans, there were often human silhouettes flying past. Within half a day, the news of the alien fleet arriving on Earth couldn't be hidden at all. It had already been known by many of the commoners. Look, close to 3 m tall, green skin, eyes as big as bowls, that was obviously not a human from Earth. Countless monsters and humans flew past the skies above the human cities. The commoners of Earth were all stunned. The Newland Shan family fleet was currently following the plan, attacking from 4 different directions. Lord Pulla, we've communicated with the native monsters of Earth. We've discovered a strange ocean region. It's right there, and this region is the famous Bermuda Ocean region from the many books on Earth. 3-star level 8 spirit readers respectfully led the way in front. The handsome Pulla also followed and flew over. Bermuda, its name on Earth, was simply too famous. There were many books on Earth that introduced it. The Newland Shan family fleet had scanned through almost all the books on Earth, hence they knew about Bermuda. Rumble, the 4 of them rushed into the ocean. Swiftly sinking. Lord Pulla, look over there. The 3-star level 8 spirit readers were all excited. Pulla looked over carefully. In the distance there was a blurry white silhouette. As they got closer, the blurry white silhouette became clearer. This was an incomparably huge pyramid, taller than any skyscraper on Earth. This pyramid itself didn't have any scars or signs of decay. There wasn't even any mud or water plants. It was as clean as new. Lord Pulla, this silver-white pyramid is 1200 m tall, it's entirely floating in the ocean. The slightly fat black-skinned spirit reader explained. Pyramid. Pulla's eyes gleamed. He couldn't help but fly closer, his trembling hands carefully caressing the surface of the pyramid. What was strange was, the entire pyramid was silver-white, there wasn't even a hint of metal to connect it, as though the 1200 m tall silver-white pyramid was perfectly cast. This. Pulla's eyes grew brighter and brighter, his body trembling. This is a huge treasure, a huge treasure. Pulla's eyes were bloodshot, extremely excited. Chapter 307. Floating in the depths of the Bermuda Ocean was a huge silver-white pyramid, a 1200 m tall silver-white pyramid. Even though it had stopped here for tens of thousands of years, time didn't leave a single mark on it. This is the Automaton Universe ship. Pulla was extremely excited. Automaton race. Even though the human race was one of the top races in the vast universe, there were still some races that could stand shoulder to shoulder with the human race. The Automaton race was one of them. The Automaton race, accurately speaking, every single race member was a living AI. The entire Automaton race had developed their technology to an unbelievable level. Also, every single Automaton race member was an absolute warrior. Because unlike humans who needed to slowly cultivate, AI lifeforms only needed a powerful body that they could unleash. As long as their AI contained enough battle techniques, they would immediately become peerless experts. Theoretically, no matter how strong a living AI was, they couldn't reach the undying level. However, the Automaton race had broken this curse. Their entire race indeed had existences comparable to undyings. Like the one that died on the UNMO planet ship. Automaton race, the most advanced race in technology. Pulla's eyes gleamed. Our entire human race, many of our technologies were obtained from the Automaton race. The Automaton Universe ship, normally the lowest is C grade, I think this ship is probably D grade, or even higher. Pulla couldn't differentiate. Unlike humans who used metals and alloys more easily, it was easy to differentiate what metal was used and what alloy was used. The universe ships created by the Automaton race, humans couldn't even analyze how they were created. It felt like a new type of material. Hence the Automaton's D grade would normally be recognized as a D9 grade by humans. It was the best of its grade. An Automaton ship was extremely expensive, much more expensive than a similar grade human ship. Entrance, where's the entrance? Pulla shouted. Lord Pulla, the entrance is there. However, the entrance is extremely dangerous. We threw a few broken weapons in and they were instantly turned into nothingness. That's a good thing. Pulla excitedly flew over. The entrance to the pyramid ship was near the bottom. It was a beautiful and mystical triangular pathway. The outer cabin door had long been opened, but there was no way to enter. Test the strength of the attack. With a flip of his hand, a spare weapon that he had used in the past appeared in his hand. It was a very long rapier. He casually threw it. The rapier fell into the triangular passage. Chi, the dreamy tricolored flowing light extended out from the three walls of the triangular passageway, and then instantly swept past the rapier. The incomparably sharp and incomparably tough rapier barely emitted a chi sound before it turned into powder and completely vanished. Good! Pulla shouted in surprise. Even a C2 grade weapon can be easily destroyed. What did it represent? This meant a normal universe level 2 fighter wouldn't be able to block this attack. The stronger, the better. Pulla's eyes lit up as he threw out his second backup weapon, which was also a rapier. These spare weapons weren't worth much. The previous ones were origin weapons and spirit weapons. Chi, this time, the sword was affected by the tricolored light. Trembled slightly and cracked a little, but the speed of destruction was very slow. A C5 rank is hard to destroy? Pulla nodded slightly, his smile widening. Very good, very good. A universe ship's strongest attack definitely wouldn't be a passive attack at the entrance, because this type of passive attack had to be maintained for a long period of time, and it happened at the entrance, hence it couldn't be a very strong attack. For example, the Black Dragon Mountain X-81, the entrance attack could only kill a normal Star Traveler level 2 or 3. However, its laser cannon was AB6 grade. The entrance passageway, its attack power is that strong. This ship is at least a D-grade ship. It could very well be an E-grade ship. Pulla's eyes gleamed. If it's a D-grade automaton ship, comparable to a human's D9 grade ship. Pulla was very excited. This ship's every grade difference was very exaggerated. A 100 m diameter ship, like the Black Dragon ship, was a C5 grade. The cheaper C5 grade, 100 m diameter, cost a few $100 million, and the C9 grade, even if it was made of pure alloy, would still cost close to $10 billion Black Dragon dollars. After all, the C9 grade's defense was tens of times stronger than the C5. As for the D grade, universe-level warriors and domain lords mostly rode in these types of ships. The first head of the Newland Shan family, Newland Shan himself, rode an AD5 grade ship. Back then he spent 20 billion Ganwu dollars. D1, that was over 100 billion Black Dragon dollars. D9, even if it was made of alloy, was close to 1,000 times more than a D1. It could be said, one had to sell tens to hundreds of life planets to afford it. Hence, to a domain lord, it was extremely expensive. Of course, the price here was referring to the 100 m diameter ones. Like this 1200 m tall pyramid, its grade was comparable to a D9, and its size was huge. The materials used were much more. The price was even more ridiculous. It could be said, most domain lords couldn't even afford it. D9 grade, 100 m diameter. If our Newland Shan family were to sell our entire fortune, we could still afford it. However, as tall as 1200 m, our entire family's fortune added together is far from enough. Pulla's eyes gleamed. If this pyramid was an E grade, asterisk 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 5 minutes later. Virtual universe, Black Dragon Mountain Island. Within a large hall, 8 heirs stood shoulder to shoulder. A screen appeared in front of them. On it was the current head Yuka Newland Shan. Teacher. Pulla was in high spirits, extremely excited. We've discovered an automaton universe ship in Earth's ocean. Automaton race? The head on the screen was stunned too. Yes, teacher, and that automaton ship is 1200 m tall. The lowest is also a D grade. Pulla said. D grade, that was the ship that most domain lords rode on. One could only imagine how expensive it was. And it was the most popular and expensive automaton ship amongst the D grade, and it was 1200 m tall. This. Yuka Newland Shan's eyes gleamed. Teacher. Another handsome youth said loudly, not only that, we've discovered on Earth that not long ago Earth had been attacked by a swallowing beast. The swallowing beast here, in reality, is an extremely rare space beast, known for its savagery and bloodthirstiness, the golden horned beast. Of course, this golden horned beast back then was only a star level 1, considered a cub. Golden horned beast cub? Yuka Newland Shan was shocked. A golden horned beast cub, if it was alive, its price would be many times more expensive than a D-grade automaton ship. Maybe only an E-grade automaton ship could compare to the golden horned beast cub. However, to the Newland Shan family, that was a huge treasure. However, the golden horned beast cub was said to have been killed. We're currently searching for its corpse. The handsome youth said. Killed? Yuka's eyes stared wide open, following which he took a deep breath. He knew he had lost his composure, staring at Pulla. Pulla, how's the data collection going? I was just about to report it. The data collection has already been completed. Pulla said. Very good. Yuka's eyes gleamed. Immediately send a small-scale ship to bring the data. samples, as well as your interstellar coordinates. Once you reach Jade Rock Star, apply to buy this planet. This planet belongs to our Newland Shan family. We definitely cannot let anyone else take it. Also, everything regarding Earth must be kept secret at the highest level. Yes, the 8 heirs replied loudly. There should still be other treasures on Earth. The ones who understand Earth the most are the humans of Earth. Immediately use the fastest method to control the humans of Earth. Use gentle tactics, Yuka said. Understood. The 8 heirs replied loudly. Very good, very good. Yuka was obviously very excited. A ship that was considered a luxury even for a domain lord, and this was when it was AD grade. A space beast cub that could definitely grow to the pinnacle of sector lord. To the Newland Shan family, whose strongest power was only the universe level 9. These 2 treasures indeed made them dizzy. China, Kyoto headquarters city, Tianjin city. Even though the universe alien fleet had descended, the lives of the commoners were still the same. Humans of Earth, how do you do? We are the Newland Shan family from the universe. We came with friendly intentions. Don't doubt our power. The same image appeared on the televisions and computers of every household. A handsome man with pointy ears, who looked like a legendary elf, spoke in a strange language. Beside him, there were automatic translations of Mandarin and English. Look, this is your Earth's Australia continent. With just one punch, this entire mountain range would be destroyed. With just one punch, this entire island would be gone. The screen constantly switching between the 9-star Level 9 warriors' performances, watching the star Level 9 warriors destroy a mountain with just one punch. The intense shockwaves spreading over 100 km was a terrifying scene. Every single human on Earth was dumbfounded. This was definitely more terrifying than the pinnacle battles of the past. Hong, Thunder God against the swallowing beast, this was even more terrifying. One punch spreading over 100 km. This was practically a nuclear bomb with a high yield. Of course, the elf-like handsome Pulla smiled, speaking to all the humans on Earth. We came with good intentions, hence we won't attack any cities. Your Earth has a total of 5 big countries and 23 headquarter cities. In an hour, your so-called Emperor-level monsters, in every headquarter city, we will throw 10 Emperor-level monster corpses on the street. If we're willing, in an hour Earth will be destroyed. Pulla smiled. However, we came with good intentions. However, your Earth's upper echelon, your so-called elites are all hiding in those metal castles. This makes us very unhappy. I hope that your Earth's upper echelon can be friendly with our Newland Shan family. Give us from the universe, your so-called aliens, a bit of respect. If your Earth's upper echelon is stingy with a bit of respect, rejecting our good intentions, then we don't mind using barbarism to conquer you. Pulla smiled. I'll give you 12 hours of Earth's time. Discuss this properly. If after 12 hours we don't see your Earth's upper echelon, and don't get at least a bit of respect, we will use barbaric methods. Every hour we destroy one of your so-called headquarter cities. Rumble. Pulla's televised speech, online speech, was like a trillion-ton hydrogen bomb exploding on Earth, bombarding everyone on Earth, causing them to be dumbfounded. 12 hours. Earth's humans only had 12 hours to prepare. Every hour they were late would mean destroying a headquarter city. A headquarter city usually had up to 100 million people. When he saw the aliens, that often flew high up in the sky and occasionally revealed their incomparably powerful strength, he couldn't help but feel excited. Seeing the Emperor-level monster corpses being thrown like ants on the streets and plazas of the various headquarter cities. Humanity was in chaos. The upper echelon of the various survival bases were also in chaos. This is a betrayal. Betraying humanity. Over 6 billion people, are you going to watch them die? Just for the so-called elites, you're going to give up over 6 billion lives? Luo Feng? Hong? Thunder God? Who knows when they'll reply? I object, I object. The aliens don't have to be savage. Calm down, don't be fooled by this Newland Shawn family's hypocritical face. That's all hypocrisy, fake. The moment our survival bases open and they rush in, it'll be too late for us to regret. They're incomparably powerful. Destroying Earth would be a piece of cake. Is there a need for them to resort to such hypocritical methods? Us Earth's upper echelon elites, what meaning do we have to them? See, they've already said, when the time comes, we won't go out, we won't interact with them. 1 hour and they'll destroy a headquarters city. Over 100 million people will die. Everyone please think carefully. The moment more than 2/3 of the votes pass, then, we'll execute it. I invite everyone to vote carefully. Every vote you cast will decide the fate of over 6 billion people outside. Yes, over 6 billion. Please wait a little longer, wait a little longer. Luo Feng and the other two are far away on other planets, working hard for us. This survival base was brought by them, please believe them. The moment we lower our heads, the moment we make a mistake, then the entire human race on Earth will sink into endless darkness. I can't just watch as over 6 billion people get slaughtered and die. 6 billion. This number is crushing me to the point of collapse. While the people within the survival base were in chaos, the large headquarters cities in the outside world were also in chaos. Demonstrations, protests, group sit-ins. There were even some half-crazed people taking advantage of the chaos to rob, smash shops, etc. There were also tens of thousands of people kneeling and begging the upper echelon of Earth to save them, to negotiate with the aliens. There were even people shouting loudly that it was a scheme by the aliens. Anyway, it was extremely chaotic. Luo Feng, hurry and pick up the call. Su Xian sent a call to Luo Feng. At this time, around her stood Luo Feng's parents and relatives, and also a few of the country's upper echelon. Many people were waiting in the distant space. Luo Feng and the other two were able to send good news. Jade Rock Star, Empire Office. 3 hours 29 minutes, everything has been settled. I didn't disappoint Mr. Luo Feng. The official smiled as he stood up, his face still covered in sweat from the anxiousness from before. Congratulations, Mr. Luo Feng. From now on, you are this planet, Earth's leader. Oh, I should call you my lord now. Congratulations, my lord. Thank you. Luo Feng smiled as he said, however within he was roaring with excitement. Beside him Hong and Thunder God couldn't hide their excitement either. There are only 2 chapters for today, no choice, it's Christmas Eve. Tomorrow is Saturday. Tomato still owes everyone a chapter, hence I don't dare rest tomorrow, I'll continue tomorrow. Lastly, let me ask softly, do you have monthly votes? If you do, please support Tomato. The current ranking is a little behind. Chapter 308. After the procedures were completed, on the Black Dragon Mountain Empire's citizen list, Luo Feng's status was changed to Planet Leader. Let's hurry and leave Jade Rock Star. Let's return immediately. Right, contact Earth immediately. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God used their fastest speed to rush to Jade Rock Star's docking bay, sitting in their silver-gray universe ship, leaving Jade Rock Star and beginning universe travel. Within the dark universe, the ship continued to advance. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God were in their own cabins, entering the Virtual Universe Network. Virtual Universe, Black Dragon Mountain Island. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God appeared out of thin air amidst the crowd on a wide street. The others glanced at the three, some seemingly disdainful. Because, in the virtual universe, only those without property would appear on the streets when they go online. And those with property would appear in their own homes. 30. We're rich people now, let's go back and buy a house in the virtual universe. Thunder God couldn't help but say softly. He was on Earth, high up above. In the virtual universe, he was actually looked down upon. In the past, we didn't have much money, we couldn't spend it recklessly. Now we can. Let's go back and buy a big house. Luo Feng nodded. The moment one bought a house in the virtual universe, they could bind their family and friends to the house. The moment they went online, they would immediately appear in the house. Otherwise, like Luo Feng and Su Xian, because one was on Earth and the other was in the distant space, if the two entered the virtual universe at the same time, they wouldn't appear on the same street. Unless Hong, Thunder God and Luo Feng were together in reality, they would only appear in the same place. We'll talk about this later, let's hurry and contact Earth, Hong said. Luo Feng nodded. The three swiftly found a nearby restaurant and entered a private room, immediately contacting Earth. A screen appeared in mid-air. Su Xian appeared on the screen. Luo Feng. Su Xian revealed a look of glee. Su Xian, how's Earth now? Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God looked at the screen. Very bad. Su Xian said anxiously, take a look at this video. Normal people entering the virtual universe network would use an auxiliary quantum computer or even an AI quantum computer. Even though Su Xian was using the consciousness sensing helmet issued by the virtual universe, its efficiency was still much stronger than the normal computers on Earth. Su Xian transferred the video from Earth into the virtual universe and played it. This is the Newland Shan family. It's being broadcasted live on the entire Earth. Su Xian explained. The video started playing. Greetings, humans on Earth. We are the Newland Shan family from the universe. We come with friendly intentions. Don't doubt our strength. That video that had spread throughout every household on Earth was also played in front of Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God were all elites of Earth. None of them were idiots. After watching the content of the video, one could tell how bad the situation was. Luo Feng, Su Xian said, it's very chaotic now. There are many people in the upper echelons of the 6 major survival bases in the world who have opposing opinions. As for the 6 billion people outside, they are all rioting. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God creased their eyebrows. Of course, they knew what kind of storm the video would cause. Sister-in-law. Hong said solemnly, that video said to give the humans of Earth 12 hours. How long has it been? It's already been 4 hours and 8 minutes. Su Xian immediately said. All right, we'll contact you again in half an hour. Hong said. The communication was cut off. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God looked at each other. Right now, 30 is already the leader of Earth. Using the law to intimidate the Newland Shan family should be useful. Thunder God said. Right, they're only a big family within the Callow Empire, against an existence like the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. Hong nodded. They definitely wouldn't dare go against it. I understand. Luo Feng agreed, however, I'm thinking, just relying on the law is one thing. It's best if our own strength is strong enough. That's why I'm thinking, to see if I can buy a Universe Level 1 slave. Universe Level slave? Hong and Thunder God stared. I'm only considering, I haven't decided yet. Luo Feng pondered. If the price of a Universe Level 1 slave is within an acceptable range, that's a good thing. After all, only with strength will we have enough confidence. Hong and Thunder God nodded. Even though there were laws within the universe, they were all relative. The Black Dragon Mountain Empire's laws were a huge deterrent to the Newland Shan family. Because the Newland Shan family was simply too weak compared to the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. If it was Luo Feng's teacher, the Yunmo Planet Master, who directly seized the planet, the Black Dragon Mountain Empire wouldn't even dare to fart. Only with strength would we have enough confidence. Luo Feng sent out a call request. It was the slave manager he met back on Dragonstar when he bought slaves. He was indeed a businessman. It only took a few seconds for the call to connect. On the screen appeared a skinny green-haired man with an extremely warm smile. Mr. Luo Feng, I'm very happy you called me. It's really exciting. The green-haired man was extremely warm. Woola! Luo Feng smiled and asked, I'm here this time to ask if your boss is able to get a universe-level slave. Universe-level slave? The green-haired man stared. The highest a slave could reach was only the universe level. To make a universe-level warrior a slave, one had to first capture him alive and implant a biochip into him when he couldn't resist. To do this, not only did one have to be stronger than the opponent, it also required many other aspects to work together. If you really want to, you can. I have the goods. The green-haired man looked at Luo Feng. It all depends on whether Mr. Luo Feng has enough funds. A universe level 1 slave, how much is it? Luo Feng asked. That's in trillions of black dragon dollars. Even the actual transactions are usually done in Ganwu dollars. The green-haired man reminded Luo Feng. Give me a number. Luo Feng urged. The green-haired man looked at Luo Feng with surprise. The first time he met Luo Feng, he felt that Luo Feng had definitely received an exceptional education. His aura was different too. However, he didn't expect. He actually dared to ask about the price of a universe-level slave. This was definitely not something normal people could afford. 10 trillion black dragon dollars and up, about 10 billion Ganwu dollars. The green-haired man said, and that's the lowest. Damn. Luo Feng cursed within. Treat it as if I never asked. Luo Feng was very direct. Wu La, we'll talk again later. I still have things to do. Haha, I have all the time. Mr. Luo Feng can call me anytime. The green-haired man was, however, very passionate. Being a businessman, it was just like that. He was very clear, for a customer like Luo Feng, if he served them well normally, it would make them happy. Who knows when a big deal would come in? A big deal would allow them to earn big. The communication was cut off. Within the private room, Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God exchanged glances. The price is actually so expensive, I thought 2 to 3 trillion black dragon dollars would be enough. Luo Feng muttered. The first sum his teacher gave him was 10 billion Ganwu dollars. Buying Earth required 3 trillion black dragon dollars. If he used Ganwu dollars to pay, it would only require 1 billion Ganwu dollars. Obviously, to the Black Dragon Mountain Empire, to be able to obtain more Ganwu dollars, they were very willing. Right now Luo Feng's assets were only 9 billion Ganwu dollars and a few 100 million black dragon dollars. It's quite scary. Hong and Thunder God nodded. Haha, Luo Feng, are you stupid? You want to buy a universe-level slave? A sharp evil voice resounded. It was Babata on Luo Feng's shoulder. You must know, a universe-level warrior joining an empire can get over 10 planets. Even though they are all normal life planets, added up, it's worth close to 10 trillion black dragon dollars. Even though a universe level 1 is the weakest of the universe levels. But 10 trillion black dragon dollars and above is for sure. And this is just a universe level 1. If it's a 2 or 3, or even 6 or 7, damn, it's even scarier. Luo Feng was shocked, after which he said unhappily, why didn't you say so earlier? I was just playing a virtual game. It's much more fun than talking to you guys. Babata said proudly. Virtual game? Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God were speechless. That requires money. Luo Feng couldn't help but say. Playing virtual games doesn't cost much. Playing for 1,000,000 years, 100 million black dragon dollars is enough. To you, it's just a small change. Babata said nonchalantly. This made Luo Feng even more speechless. The other quantum computers and AI computers, no matter how smart they were, they wouldn't do anything without their master's permission. And Babata, he had already evolved into a living AI. He could feel sadness and joy, he could make his own decisions, etc. He was no different from a normal person. That's why he loved to play games. And he was coincidentally Luo Feng's virtual assistant. Everyone who entered the virtual universe had a virtual assistant. Most of the operations in the virtual universe were done through the virtual assistant. Hence, Babata's withdrawal of money, According to the Virtual Universe main system's judgment, it was naturally Luo Feng who ordered the virtual assistant to do it. Of course it would allow it. After all, who asked Luo Feng to actually use a living AI as a quantum computer and AI computer? Alright. Luo Feng, you've already become the leader of Earth. Directly send the proof of ownership of the territory that the Empire gave you through the Virtual Universe network to Earth. After that, let all the countries on Earth broadcast it live. Also, from the Black Dragon Mountain Empire's constitution, regarding the protection of territories, the Newland Shan family is after all a small family within the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. They wouldn't dare go against it. Babata was very direct. Of course, you'll first have to record all the information about them on Earth. If they dare go against the Empire's constitution, that would be courting death. Babata was extremely confident. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God looked at each other. They were indeed prepared to use this method, however they hadn't thought through the various steps yet. Let's do that. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed. Little punk, you're so clear about the Empire's constitution? Thunder God rubbed Babata's head in shock. Don't touch me. And don't call me little punk. Call me Demon Lord, understand? The demon Babata glanced at Thunder God, after which he closed his eyes and ignored him, continuing to play his virtual game. 50,000 years of emptiness, being able to enter the virtual universe, how could the demon Babata not enjoy himself? As for Earth's safety? What did it have to do with him? To the demon Babata, it didn't have much meaning. At most because of his relationship with Luo Feng, he would give him some advice. According to Babata's instructions, Luo Feng swiftly began to record the footage, along with some information and proof from the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. Let's do it like this. Luo Feng looked at Hong and Thunder God. No problem. Thunder God pondered and nodded. It'll definitely be useful. It's about time. Hong nodded. Then I'll send all this over. Next, we'll leave it to Earth to handle. Luo Feng took a deep breath, beginning to send a call request. It was with Su Xin. Milky Way, Earth. The Newland Shan family's warriors swiftly flew to every corner of Earth, especially the over 1,000 star levels. In terms of speed, many of them were much faster than the swallowing monster from back then. A life planet with a radius of 6,400 kilometers. To them, circling it once was extremely easy. Earth, China, Shenangjia region. It's too unbelievable. My God! What is this, including Pola and the other heirs, along with many star level 9 Newland Shan guards were all shocked as they looked deep within Shenangjia, enveloped in a poisonous gas that was constantly emitting a terrifying huge ball. That was a huge ball with a diameter of over 800 m. What kind of concept was that? It was basically a round ball mountain, and the poisonous gas it emitted had already caused the 2 star levels that were careless earlier to be poisoned. One was a star level 3, the other a star level 5, to instantly decay. It's definitely a treasure. A group of people stared at the strange poisonous ball. The poisonous gas it emitted was able to kill star levels. This definitely wasn't a normal toy. Do. In an instant, the 8 heirs' quantum computers all sounded. Lord, in the air above the survival base in China, a huge projection has appeared. Take a look. The scene appeared on the screens of the 8 direct disciples' photon computers. At this time, every household on Earth, every television, every network immediately switched to the same image. At the same time, in China, India and the other 6 survival bases on Earth, through the survival bases, they all released a 3D projection in mid-air. The huge projection shone in mid-air. The 3D projection was too huge. Even from 100 km away, it could be seen with the naked eye. Kaluo Empire's Newland Shan family, how do you do? I am Luo Feng. Not long ago, the planet you are on, Earth, has already become my territory. A majestic voice resounded from every household's television, computers, even through the various countries' broadcasting systems, resounding throughout the entire Earth's skies. This is the proof of ownership issued by the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. On Earth, the originally arrogant, excited, and complacent Newland Shan family members were all stunned, either looking at their own screens or looking at the godlike huge projection in mid-air. Within the projection, Luo Feng was speaking with assurance. Beside him was the proof of ownership. Luo Feng was speaking in Universe Common Language. Below the screen were Chinese and English words. It's real. It's really issued by the Empire. On Earth, the various Newland Shan family members were all shocked. Within the huge projection, a virtual book appeared in Luo Feng's hands. It was the Black Dragon Mountain Empire's constitution. Luo Feng's expression was serious, flipping through the book. According to the Black Dragon Mountain Empire's constitution, Chapter 12, Article 61, Article 62, Article 63 states, without the permission of the planet's manager, trespassing into a planet will be treated as a space pirate. Your Newland Shan family didn't know this planet had a leader before. It's not considered a crime. Right now, I've already told you, this is my territory. As the leader of Earth, I request that you, within the huge projection, Luo Feng raged, immediately disappear from my territory. Otherwise, your Newland Shan family will be labeled as space pirates, facing the Black Dragon Mountain Empire's invasion. Attack! 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 Earth's tens of millions of households' televisions, computers, and various broadcasting systems caused Luo Feng's voice to be like a tsunami, resounding throughout every corner of Earth. On Earth, whether they were hiding in their homes, protesting, smashing shops and robbing, at this time, they were all looking at their own screens, or the screens on the streets. Everyone was silent. They all recognized. The man speaking with assurance on the screen was the pride of Earth's humanity, Luo Feng. Chapter 309. Silence. Countless people in every base city on Earth fell silent. Paris base city in the European Union. A group of protesting people raised their heads to look expectantly at the screen. Yes, they were indeed protesting against the upper echelons abandoning them. They wanted the Earth's upper echelons to choose to cooperate with the Newland Shan family from the universe. But that was because Earth couldn't resist the Newland Shan family. No one was willing to be a slave or servant, unless they were psychopaths. This group of people who were protesting didn't want to be slaves. If it was said that they didn't have to submit to the Newland Shan family in exchange for freedom and life, they would definitely be willing. Luo Feng. It's actually Luo Feng. Looking at this video, it seems like this group of aliens, the Newland Shan family, are also from the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. This Black Dragon Mountain Empire is a country in the universe. Luo Feng is an Earthling. How did he become the leader of a universe country? Or the Lord of Earth? Who knows? In terms of intelligence, Earthlings were not stupid. From Luo Feng's live broadcast to the entire world, they could easily deduce the Black Dragon Mountain Empire was a powerful universe country, much stronger than this seemingly incomparably powerful Newland Shan family. And Earth's pride, Luo Feng, became the leader of the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. Happy. If Earth wanted to integrate into the universe, and someone had to be the overlord of Earth, the people of Earth naturally hoped that it would be a native of Earth. What's more, Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God have long been deified. If any one of them became the leader of Earth, the humans of Earth wouldn't have much resistance. I wonder if Luo Feng's words will be of any use. I wonder if the Newland Shan family will retreat or not. People were worried there were 6 survival bases on Earth. Luo Feng's identity as the planet leader, is it useful or not? Cosmic nations can't be exactly the same as our Earth. I can't be sure. Just wait and see. There will be results soon. On Earth, whether it was the billions of commoners, or the upper echelons of Earth, they were all waiting to see the Newland Shan family's reaction. The ship Luo Feng and the others were in was still swiftly advancing through the dark universe. Virtual universe, Black Dragon Mountain Island. In the private room of the restaurant, Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God were all looking at the screen that appeared in front of them, maintaining their communication with Su Xian. Su Xian, how is it? Luo Feng asked. What's the reaction of that Nulan Shan family? Did they retreat? The satellite surveillance shows that the two battleships are still in the air above the Pacific Ocean, not moving. Su Xian was also very anxious. Maybe the Nulan Shan family is discussing it too. No movement? Luo Feng frowned. They don't dare to stay. Thunder God's eyes lit up. If they don't leave, we can record their behavior and send it to the dynasty's headquarters. We can then judge them as space pirates. The Black Dragon Mountain Empire was a very strong medium civilization in the universe. We will not allow such a family to go unpunished. If it's a super family, it's hard to say. But the Nulan Shan family, to the Silver Blue Empire and other empires, is a hard bone to chew. But to the Black Dragon Mountain Empire, they are just ants. Thunder God said confidently. These words made Hong and Luo Feng slightly nod. There's no point in talking. Luo Feng creased his eyebrows. Let's see how they choose. Luo Feng and the other two maintained contact with Earth, quietly waiting for news from there. Earth, in the air above the Pacific Ocean. Two enormous interstellar battleships stopped in mid-air. Within one of the battleships, in the control room, the 8 heirs stood there. The atmosphere was extremely tense. The shock and joy of discovering the strange huge ball had long been thrown to the back of their minds. Right now they were extremely frustrated. Earth's leader? Earth actually has a leader. What do we do now? The atmosphere was incredibly tense. Everyone knew, the moment the Nulan Shan family didn't leave Earth, that would be an absolute crime. Earth had a leader. That meant Earth was their private property, their territory. Invading their territory and even wantonly plundering within their territory, this kind of behavior was definitely not allowed by the Empire's constitution. They would immediately be labeled as space pirates. Space pirates were also space pirates. They were hated by the various empires. They were definitely the easiest to kill. Follow me to see the Patriarch, Pola said seriously. Yes. The other 7 all replied. Such matters could only be decided by the Patriarch. Half a minute later. Virtual universe, Black Dragon Mountain Island. In a luxurious living room, the 8 heirs stood side by side. In front of them a screen appeared. On the screen were 2 people. It was the current head Yuka Nulan Shan and the old head Dewa Nulan Shan. Teacher, Patriarch, this is the video that was broadcasted on Earth earlier. Pola said respectfully. Immediately the video began to play. When they saw the proof of ownership of Earth from the Black Dragon Mountain Empire, the 2 patriarchs' expressions became extremely ugly. Especially in the video, Luo Feng even took out the Empire's constitution to read. This made them even more furious. Immediately disappear from my territory. Otherwise, your Nulan Shan family will be labeled as space pirates, facing the wrath of the Black Dragon Mountain Empire's army. The last sentence of the video made the 2 patriarchs not sure what to do. There was obviously a huge treasure on Earth. In an instant Earth had become someone else's territory. Earth, is this Luo Feng's territory? Yuka Nulan Shan couldn't believe it. Yes, teacher. I've just checked, the Empire's records indeed exist. Luo Feng should have just become Earth's leader today. Pola added. Bastard. Yuka Nulan Shan was so angry he gritted his teeth. Who is this Luo Feng? Which family is he from? Beside, the old patriarch creased his eyebrows unhappily. He's one of the 3 great warriors of Earth. Right now he should be a star traveler level 9, that should be the case. Pola said respectfully. What, an Earth person? The old patriarch stared wide-eyed. Earth person? A native of a primitive planet had suddenly become the overlord of Earth? One had to know that buying a planet, Even the person who discovered it could buy it at a discounted price. However, with the highest quality life planet like Earth, to buy it would still require 3 trillion black dragon dollars. It definitely wasn't something a normal person could afford, hence he asked which family it was. Yes, an Earth person. Pulla nodded. It should be some sort of treasure on Earth that he acquired and sold for money. Earth's treasure? The moment the two patriarchs thought about that automaton universe ship, their hearts ached. That was an automaton universe ship, even the lowest was AD grade. Even more valuable than their entire Newland Shan family's assets. To open and conquer such a ship, based on the attack from the entrance, one had to be at least a universe level 5 or 6 warrior to have any hope. Teacher, what do we do, should we retreat or not? Pulla said anxiously. Old Patriarch, should we retreat or not? The other heirs too were extremely anxious. We don't have much time to hesitate. If we stay on Earth for too long, we'll be judged as space pirates. Pulla said anxiously. The Patriarch Yuka Newland Shan was so angry he gritted his teeth. Bastard! That Luo Feng, I want to kill him! Retreat! The old Patriarch's expression was savage, roaring softly. The 8 heirs were stunned. Old Patriarch! Yuka Newland Shan looked shocked at the old Patriarch. We're just going to give up like that? The old Patriarch scolded angrily. Yuka, have you lost your mind? So what if we don't give up? So what if that automaton ship is expensive? The moment we're judged as space pirates, the Empire's army wiping out our Newland Shan family would be effortless. Don't tell me just because of Earth's treasure, we have to sacrifice our entire family? We. Yuka Newland Shan hesitated. Yes, we can escape. However, the entire Newland Shan family was built by the ancestor over so many years of hard work. Don't tell me you want the ancestor's hard work to go to waste? The old Patriarch scolded angrily. Yuka Newland Shan went silent. Yes. Back then, the ancestor, who was also the founder of the family, Newland Shan, single-handedly created the Newland Shan family, using his name as the family name. After tens of thousands of years of reproduction and growth, only then did the Newland Shan family flourish to its current state. Retreat! The old Patriarch ordered. Yuka Newland Shan sighed softly. Pulla and the other heirs looked at the two patriarchs, before respectfully replying, yes. On Earth, following the orders of Pulla and the other heirs, immediately the scattered Newland Shan family members swiftly gathered towards the two large fleets. As for the retreat of the fleets, since they had retreated, the Newland Shan family naturally wouldn't hide it, instead taking the initiative to make it obvious, not letting the leader of Earth have any excuse to sue the Universe Empire's courts. The 6 great survival bases. Through the satellites, the upper echelon of Earth could clearly see, the Newland Shan family's large numbers of people were swiftly gathering towards the fleet. Haha, they're retreating. They've really retreated. They've already begun to gather their people. They've all entered the battleships. We've won. We've won. We've won. The excited upper echelon of Earth, wantonly shouting loudly, expressing their joy. And this news swiftly spread through Su Xin, to Luo Feng, and the other two who were far away from Earth in the Dark Universe also received the good news. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God watched the video. The Newland Shan family's people were swiftly gathering from all directions, entering the battleships. Looks like they're really retreating. Thunder God's eyes gleamed. Don't rush. Hong stared at the screen. Wait for the fleet to leave Earth, then we'll talk about this. They're about to succeed. Luo Feng too held his breath and waited. Waiting for the 2 battleships to leave Earth. Rumble, the 2 enormous interstellar battleships, under the surveillance of Earth's many satellites, finally began to accelerate, flying upwards, very quickly entering the atmosphere. This scene was immediately broadcasted to every country, every headquarter city, every household's television and computer screens. A day that made us hold our breaths, a day that made us feel fear, a day that made us feel despair. We were originally already in despair, thinking that in the future we would all be ruled by this Newland Shawn family from the universe. However, when that huge 3D projection appeared in the sky, seeing that silhouette, I thought back to back then, that person who entered the depths of the sea and fought to the death with the swallowing beast technique. Yes, I've been conquered by him. He is a hero. Yes, a hero. On the television, the host's tears flowed uncontrollably. Every television station, every country, was broadcasting the same video, but they were all using their own languages to tell the story. Victory! We're free. We've won. Haha, a few of the protesting people, upon seeing the huge screen in the plaza, the scene of the two enormous interstellar battleships leaving, all jumped up, shouting excitedly and madly. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God, ever since the three of them received news of the Newland Shawn family's arrival, they disregarded their lives and entered the universe, fighting for the last chance of survival for us humans of Earth. They've succeeded, yes. The three of them have all succeeded. On the television, Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God, the three of them were incomparably excited and joyful. This video was sent over by Luo Feng and the other two through the Virtual Universe Network. It's too exciting, I'm going crazy. Within the universe ship's control room, Thunder God was extremely excited. Really, when I saw the entire Earth, every headquarter city, every place, countless people shouting excitedly, some kneeling and kissing the ground. I was so excited my entire body was trembling. I knew, this is our race, this is our roots, they are all my comrades, my comrades. Yes, we've succeeded, we've succeeded. No matter how calm Hong was, his eyes were still tearing up. I can't even stay in the Virtual Universe Network any longer. Luo Feng too was extremely excited. Looking at the scenes from all over the world, I feel so excited my head is about to explode. I want to go home, back to Earth. Luo Feng shouted from the ship's control room, I want to go back to Earth now, back there. Me too. Thunder God nodded. Yes, go home. Hong nodded too. He was extremely excited. The universe exploration ship continued to advance in the dark universe, heading towards Earth's coordinates. Compared to the people of Earth, Luo Feng, within the Newland Shawn family's two battleships, the atmosphere was extremely tense. In the leading battleship, the 8 heirs were all in the control room. The 8 of them had no smiles on their faces. Bastard. Dog shit. How did it become like this? This Luo Feng, how did he become Earth's leader? How did he do it so quickly? The atmosphere was cold and tense. It was enough to make one go crazy. Do. Pulla creased his eyebrows. The other heirs all looked at him. Pulla said softly, the head wants to see me. Saying that, he immediately headed towards his own cabin. Within the Virtual Universe Network, the current chief, Yuka Newland Shawn, and the old chief, Dewan Newland Shawn, both stood there respectfully. Beside them stood an extremely skinny man, his eyes like a venomous scorpion with pointy ears. He was dressed in a dark green battle uniform, and on his chest was a strange-looking huge axe emblem. For the family? For my consideration. The man raged, so what if it's the family? Back then I built it from scratch, creating the family. In the future, I can still create it. The most important thing is power. It's power, do you understand? Right now I'm already a universe level 9, just a little bit more and I'll be a domain lord. If I have shocking amounts of wealth, I can invite an undying to guide me. I'll be able to cross this threshold. When that time comes, I'll have a lifespan of 100 eras. The future Newland Shawn family will be even more glorious. Conquer? What a joke. The family's elites can just take the ships, travel through the universe. At most, we'll leave the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. Those planets, we'll just throw them away. When I become a domain lord, the Newland Shawn family will be 100 times stronger than it is now. The man said coldly, what's more, robbing Earth won't cost our Newland Shawn family. After all, we have so many planets, it would be a waste to just throw them away. The two heads, in front of the head ancestor, didn't dare to say a word. Do. The notification resounded. "Oh, the little punk commanding the fleet has arrived." The man revealed a cold smile. "Update complete. Even though there were only 2 chapters today, in terms of words, it's actually close to 9,000 words. That's 3 chapters worth of words." At the same time, Tomato is also very seriously asking for vote. Tomato feels that writing this is pretty good. I hope that the brothers' monthly votes and recommendation votes will make Tomato feel good too, hence, these monthly votes and recommendation votes, just throw them all at me. Don't blame me for asking for votes. Right now our ranking is rather low. Tomato has to ask for votes. Chapter 310. Poolah stood respectfully. A screen appeared in front of him, and a figure appeared on it. Poolah was startled. There were a total of 3 people on the screen. One of them was his teacher Yuka Nulan-shan, and the other was the old clan leader. However, these 2 clan leaders were respectfully standing beside a man dressed in a dark green battle uniform, and on this man's chest was a strange-looking huge axe emblem, causing Poolah's heart to be in turmoil. Giant axe metal. This was definitely the strongest proof of one's status as the strongest warrior, and it was the highest honor one could obtain after experiencing numerous life and death battles in one of the 5 giants, the Battle-Axe Coliseum. The Battle-Axe Coliseum was a super leviathan alongside the Virtual Universe, Universe First Bank, Universe Galaxy Bank, and the Universe Mercenary Alliance. The Battle-Axe Coliseum was a place for experts to fight each other and for others to place their bet. For example, a universe-level warriors battle was 2 universe-level warriors on an uninhabited planet or in space, under the supervision of the Battle-Axe Coliseum, engaging in a life-and-death battle. Only when one side died would the other side emerge victorious. The death rate in every battle was as high as 100%. This was because it was a true life-and-death battle. Those who dared to participate in the battle would definitely have an ultimate move. The participants were known as fighter-fighters. After winning 10 matches, one would obtain the Battle-Axe Coliseum's Brave Warrior title. After winning 100 battles, one would obtain the title of the Battle-Axe Coliseum's Martial King. After winning 1,000 matches, one would obtain the Battle-Axe Martial Artist title of Battle-Axe Coliseum. This meant, under Nulan-shan's hands, the number of universe-level warriors that had died was over 1,000. Every life-and-death battle was an absolute risk, a challenge to one's life. To be able to win 1,000 battles, that was the true universe-level strongest warrior. This was not the so-called invincibility. The so-called planetary state domain masters were invincible in their own level. It was just a name, and the Battle-Axe Warrior title had to rely on many life-and-death battles, using the fresh blood of 1,000 universe-level warriors to prove it. From this, one could see how strong Nulan-shan was. In the Nulan-shan family, the ancestor Nulan-shan was practically a legend. In the Kalo Empire, the Nulan-shan family was the 3rd largest family. The first family was the royal family with a domain lord. The second family was the Wei Di family. Their main power was in the Black Dragon Mountain Empire, and even extended to the Ganwu Universe country. In terms of overall power, they were much stronger than the royal family. The other families after them, many had Universe Level 9 warriors. However, the Nulan-shan family was the undisputed 3rd largest family. There were also large amounts of star-level warriors who were willing to join them, even the disciples under Nulan-shan himself, including his own clansmen, numbered 6 universe levels. Including himself, there were 6 universe-level disciples. He was able to build a 8,000-strong Nulan army. The Nulan-shan guards were all star level 9 warriors. The Nulan-shan army had over. This was built by him, Nulan-shan. Nulan-shan, a legendary character. Even though one galaxy normally only had 1 universe-level warrior. In the silver blue, maybe the universe level of universe level was of universe level was universe level of universe level of the new of the silver Of, their universe level was. Of them of the universe level was. The universe level Blue Empire was. Of Newland. Of course there were many universe level warriors. Hence there were still a few universe level battleaxe warriors in the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. Of course the Domain Lord Battleaxe Warriors and Sector Lord Battleaxe Warriors were legends in the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. Because how many Domain Lords were there in the entire empire? The ones who participated in the dojo were even less. Hence, in millions of years, the enormous Black Dragon Mountain Empire would only produce one Domain Lord Battleaxe Warrior. As for the Sector Lord Battleaxe Warrior, in the Ganwu Empire, that was a legend. Battleaxe Warrior, Universe Level Battleaxe Warrior. Pulla was so excited his heart was trembling. The entire Black Dragon Mountain Empire is still alive. Those who have obtained the title of Universe Level Battleaxe Warrior, there are only 12. 6 of them are still Universe Level 9, 4 are Domain Lords and 2 are Sector Lords. Ancestor. I've finally seen the Ancestor. Pulla was extremely excited. You're called Pulla? The man with eyes like a venomous scorpion looked at Pulla. I've heard of you. You're the one with the highest hopes of reaching the universe level amongst the youths of the Newland Shan family. Pulla greets the Ancestor. Pulla was excited within, saying respectfully, "HM." The man nodded. "I heard you discovered an automaton universe ship on Earth, and the golden horned beast infant's body was on Earth too." "Yes," Pulla said, "the automaton ship is in Earth's ocean, it's just that the ship's defenses are too strong, we have no way of entering. And the golden horned beast infant did indeed fall on Earth, however, the time is too short, our search area is too small, we haven't found the infant's body yet." Ship, golden horned beast infant's body. The man couldn't help but tremble. As a battleaxe warrior, the friends he made, his horizons etc., were all extraordinary. He was very clear on the rarity of the golden horned beast infant's body. Even undying beings were willing to buy it. The Ganwu Empire was definitely willing to buy it for dissection and research. Undying beings, the Ganwu Empire, these sorts of powers, any one of them would far surpass the entire Newland Shan family's asset. The ship is secondary, the golden horned beast's body is the true rarity. Even if it's made into a specimen, it would still be considered a top-notch extravagant collection. The man's heart was filled with anticipation. Pulla said, "We're worried that infant's body might have rotted." "Impossible." The man said, "The golden horned beast has the support of the internal world. Even if it dies 1,000 years and its flesh rots, its bones and scales will still be there. What's more, the information you sent said it had only been dead for 3 years." "Pulla," the man said coldly, "I order to leave the elites of your fleet behind to form a small elite team, to sit in a universe ship and quietly stay on Earth. The goal is to find the golden horned beast infant's body." "Stay on Earth?" Pulla was shocked. "Ancestor, then Earth has a leader." "So what if it has a leader?" The man said coldly, "I'm only ordering a small elite team to temporarily hide on Earth, to search for the golden horned beast infant. Even if their whereabouts are later revealed, wouldn't it be better to just let that elite team call themselves space pirates? What proof do the people of Earth have to prove that this team belongs to our Newland Shan family? Let that team pretend to be space pirates? Ancestor, we just left and space pirates appear? Won't the people of Earth suspect?" Pulla said. "Remember," the man said coldly, "the Empire's laws speak of proof. Without proof, even if they know it's our Newland Shan family's people, they have no proof to prove that those people are our Newland Shan family's people. Then, that Earth's leader Luo Feng would have no way of doing anything." "Understood." Pulla nodded. "Go." The man ordered, "You must definitely find the golden horned beast infant's body. Ancestor, we've also discovered a special treasure on Earth, look." Pulla immediately played a video beside him. It was a video taken from Earth's China's Shen Nongjia, where they discovered the Poison Ball Mountain. Treasure? Nulan Shan's eyes were cold. He was originally calmly watching the video, but as he watched on, his face suddenly revealed a look of shock and fear, ordering, "Pula, I definitely won't allow any of you to touch it. Listen up, you definitely must not allow it. Don't make your own decisions." Yuka and Dawon, the two leaders, were stunned. They had never seen the ancestor so shocked and angry. Ancestor. Pula was stunned. "Still not going to do what you need to do?" Nulan Shan said coldly. "Remember my words, don't touch that thing, definitely don't touch it." Yes. Pula was shocked, immediately leaving the virtual universe. Ancestor? Yuka Nulan Shan, Dawon Nulan Shan, the two clan leaders looked at their ancestor, extremely curious. Nulan Shan instead shouted softly, "Don't ask so much, let's hope it's dead, if it's alive." Nulan Shan seemed to have seen the scene of countless galaxies being destroyed. His body couldn't help but tremble. Earth? Earth? Just what is this place? Nulan Shan's heart was filled with fear. Even if Earth has countless treasures, I definitely won't go. As for the automaton ship, it needs a universe level 5 or 6. I'll send my disciples, I can't go myself. If that thing is alive, I won't even be able to escape. Solar system. When the two huge battleships flew out of Earth, a universe ship with a diameter of about 100 m flew out from within the battleship, activating its shielding and stealth capabilities, just like Boluo and Nulan Shan's little team back then, carefully returning to Earth. With the C-grade universe ship's stealth capabilities, the humans of Earth had no way of detecting it. Tuale Wu. This is the ancestor's personal order, you have to complete it well. This is the detailed plan. Remember, no matter what, you definitely must not let the humans of Earth catch you. Proof that you are members of the Nulan Shan family. 20-star level 9s, 60-star level 7s and 8. This was the Nulan Shan family's elite team. Without the humans of Earth knowing, they sneaked into Earth, not disturbing the humans, beginning their mission to search for the golden horned beast infant's body. Within the dark universe, Luo Feng's ship continued to advance swiftly. After getting through this, it'll be much easier in the future. Hong laughed. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God were all extremely happy. Right. Even if they know our Earth has treasures. However, to send more people over, they'll have to enter the void region through the wormhole and fly for another 2 years and 8 months before they can reach. Thunder God was extremely proud. 2 years and 8 months, the longer the time, the more prepared we will be. Luo Feng nodded. Yes. After this batch of people left, even if the Nulan Shan family sent a universe-level warrior, it would still take another 2 years and 8 months to reach Earth. At that time, my golden horned beast, I'm afraid it'll be a universe level long ago. Luo Feng was elated. P.S. Chapter 1. Chapter 311. Earth, South America, Amazon jungle. A universe exploration ship entered the depths of the Amazon jungle, along with its own signal shielding, stealth system etc. It was impossible to detect. In a certain area of the jungle, warriors dressed in dark blue battle uniforms were either sitting cross-legged on the ground, leaning against a tree or sitting on a tree branch. The terrifying beasts in the jungle didn't dare approach them at all. So. For human silhouettes rushed out from the distant waters, these four were all dressed in black battle uniforms. Captain! A group of warriors stood up and shouted in unison, speaking in universe common language. This time, the Nulan Shan family's elite team had a total of 20-star level 9s, and another 60-star level 7s and 8s. They were split into 4 small teams. Led by 4 people, these 4 captains were Tuoliwu, Rongji, Ahiman and Abuluot. Amongst these 4, Tuoliwu was the leader. Since everyone is here, speak. You are each in charge of the different oceans. What's the result of the search? Tuoliwu said solemnly, Tuoliwu was a very sturdy black-skinned man. His hair was a strange mix of black and green. Even though there were a total of 20 Newland Shan guards, they were all star level 9s. However, just like how Luo Feng could kill enemies 3 or 4 levels above him, the same logic, same star level 9, different people had different battle capabilities. Universe level 9 Newland Shan had killed over 1,000 universe levels, more than half of them were universe level 9s. Same level, the difference in battle capabilities was huge. Tuoliwu, even Newland Shan was one of the top 10 of the 8,000 Newland Shan guards. He alone was comparable to 10 normal star level 9s. Captain, we can't find it, we can't find the swallowing monster's body at all. Right, our team here is in charge of the Atlantic Ocean. Within these few days, we've searched the entire Atlantic Ocean. However, we just can't find the swallowing monster's body. Our side too. Captain, our brothers can't find it. What do we do? The group of warriors all looked at the 4 captains. The 4 captains exchanged glances. The most tall and sturdy Ahiman said solemnly, "We have 80 people, we've spent so much time, we've searched every inch of Earth's ocean, and we still haven't found the swallowing monster's body. Then the next step, should we follow Lord Pulla's plan?" "Yes." Tuoliwu nodded. "According to the plan that Lord Pulla gave me, there are 2 possibilities for this swallowing beast's corpse. 1. Humans obtained it, either dissected it or kept it. 2. Humans did not obtain it and the corpse is in the sea. Since the devourer beast's corpse was nowhere to be found in the sea, it must have been obtained by humans. Washington Bay City, Marika. What a wonderful day." Boris Brent walked out of the White House with a smile on his face. The guards in the distance hurriedly opened the door of the car for him. Boris entered the car, followed by 2 bodyguards. The driver immediately started the car. "It's too depressing in the survival base. It's such a small place, it's very uncomfortable. Fortunately, those abominable aliens have left." Boris smiled towards the black bodyguard beside him and said, "David, shouldn't we thank the great Mr. Luo Feng?" "Yes, sir." The bodyguard smiled, revealing his white teeth. "Yes." Boris smiled and nodded. "According to the information we got from the Virtual Universe Network, this area of Earth is basically a void region. The next time those aliens come, we'll have to deal with them. The next time those aliens come, it'll be at least a few years later. Look, the stocks that fell to rock bottom before, aren't they rising rapidly now? David, if you had listened to me back then, you would have earned a huge sum." The bodyguard continued to smile. Yes. After experiencing this calamity, the people of Earth were filled with hope for the future. "Hey, oh my dear, I'll be home in 5 minutes. Yes, relax, I've already prepared a gift. When the time comes, I'll give you a surprise." Boris smiled as he spoke on the phone. Suddenly his expression changed, because he realized that the driver had actually driven the car onto an unfamiliar road. He shouted, "Hey, we're going the wrong way. Turn back." The moment the words left his mouth, Boris suddenly felt an incomparable sense of weariness envelop him. Be it the bodyguard or the driver, including Boris himself, they were all in a trance. The car continued to advance, until it finally arrived at an alley with no one around. The car suddenly came to a halt. So. 2 silhouettes appeared beside the car. One was Tuoliwu, the other was dressed in a dark blue battle uniform, with a pair of triangular eyes. This person was also one of the 20-star level 9 warriors. "Ask him," Tuoliwu ordered. "Yes, Captain." The triangular-eyed man looked at Boris, not saying a word. The quantum computer spoke in English. "Tell me your name." "Boris Brent." Boris said numbly. "During the swallowing monster incident, where's the swallowing monster's body?" The triangular-eyed man's quantum computer spoke in English. "No idea." Boris's eyes were lifeless. Tuoliwu and the triangular-eyed man exchanged glances. "Where's the swallowing monster's body most likely to be?" the triangular-eyed man asked again. The swallowing monster, back then it was the combined efforts of 6 heroes. Finally China's Luo Feng killed the swallowing monster. Back then everyone thought Luo Feng was dead, but after a year, Luo Feng actually returned alive. The countries all thought, where the swallowing monster's body is, Luo Feng should be the clearest. Boris said. The triangular-eyed man asked, "Are there any other possibilities?" Either it was obtained by another country, or it was eaten by a sea monster. Boris said. The alley quietened down. Captain? The triangular-eyed man looked at the captain. Luo Feng. Tuoliwu thought for a while, opening his communicator. Rongji, Ahiman, Abuluot, the 3 of you each lead a team, capture the leaders of the 5 great countries with the fastest speed. I'll personally lead a team to capture the relatives of the leader of Earth. Yes. The other 3 captains complied. Yangzhou City, West Lake Courtyard, Luo Feng's family castle. The Newland Shan family's fleet was undergoing universe travel and leaving the solar system. This was captured by the surveillance equipment installed in the solar system. Since they knew the Newland Shan family had left the survival base's large numbers of people naturally came out. After all, the survival base's per capita area was much smaller. Ping ping, little Hai, stay at home and listen to your grandparents. Su Xian finished her lunch, smiling as she said to her 2 sons. Mom, we want to go out with you. Little Hai shouted. Mom still has things to do at the company. Su Xian kissed her 2 sons, after which she went to the garage and drove her car out of the castle. With the crisis averted, life was back on track. Around the castle stood a large number of warriors. They were all bought by Luo Feng back then. Run faster, little Hai is so fast. Ping ping, do your best, do your best. Luo Honghua and Gong Xian Lan were happily accompanying their grandsons on the lawn outside the castle. Not far away, Zhen Nan sat in a chair, reading a book. Looking at Ping Ping and little Hai, she would occasionally lower her head and rub her stomach. Remember, everyone must be careful. The moment we make a move, we must swiftly capture the relatives of the leader of Earth. In the sky, Tuoliwu was leading a group of warriors, becoming 20 beams of light, swiftly flying towards Yangzhou City. Every one of them had a camouflage device on them. Even on a normal life planet like Bylon Star, it was still effective. Much less Earth. There's still 300 kilometers, we'll be there soon. Move quickly! On the lawn outside the castle, Luo Honghua and Gong Xian Lan were still accompanying their 2 grandsons. Woo woo woo, woo woo woo, an ear-piercing alarm immediately resounded throughout the entire castle. Protect the little master! Not far away, Meng 2 and Meng 4, their expressions changed greatly. In an instant they were like 2 bolts of lightning. The star level 7 spirit reader Meng 2's speed was ridiculously fast, almost instantly hugging Ping Ping and little Hai, while Meng 4 swiftly hugged Luo Honghua and Gong Xian Lan, along with the other star level 1 guards, swiftly hugging Zhen Nan. So. The lawn was less than 100 m away from the castle. In an instant they rushed in, entering the castle's tightest security, the master bedroom. Rumble, the castle's security system swiftly activated. With the master bedroom as the center, over 10 different areas of the area swiftly closed down, all of them locked. One had to know that the most central area of the castle was made of C-grade metal, guaranteed to be unbreakable under the universe level. Within the bedroom. What's going on? Luo Honghua and Gong Xian Lan's faces were pale. Grandpa! Grandma! The 2 kids were panicking. The castle's security system is within a 20,000 m radius. Meng 2's expression was solemn as he said in a low voice, "The alarm system will send out different alarms depending on the strength of the intruder. The alarm just now meant that the person who came was at least as strong as me. The exact strength of the intruder can be determined by checking the defense system. Virtual Universe Network, Black Dragon Mountain Island." Sir, this manor only costs 15 million black dragon coins. It is definitely a luxury, a symbol of your noble status. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God were looking at houses. He was preparing to buy a house in the Virtual Universe Network. So expensive, even the Virtual Universe Network's items are so expensive. Thunder God smacked his lips. Wait. Luo Feng discovered the communication request. Looking at the spirit imprint and the Virtual Universe Network number, it was actually his father's. A screen appeared before Luo Feng. With a face full of fear, his father Luo Hongwa said anxiously, Luo Feng, there are aliens attacking our house. The defense system shows that there are 5-star level 9 stages and 15-star level 7 and 8 stages. I think that the entire Nulan Shan family didn't leave. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God's expressions changed greatly. Dad attacked the castle? Did anyone get hurt? Luo Feng said anxiously. Many of the guards have died. We, Ping Ping, Little Hai and Zhen Nan are all fine at home. However, Su Xian and your brother Luo Hua are all outside because of their own company matters. Luo Hongwa said anxiously. P.S. 2 chapters completed. Chapter 312. Earth Huaxia. Luo Feng's castle, that was the symbol of Yangzhou City. However, right now it was under crazy attack. Boom. Boom. The entire castle trembled under the attacks, cracking and breaking down again and again. Numerous lightning-fast figures smashed the castle with their heavy fists and weapons again and again. A strong shock wave raged out crazily, directly lifting up the lawn within a radius of several kilometers of the West Lake courtyard, revealing the ugly mud and rocks below. Xiao! 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 A large amount of rubble was sent flying, affecting some of the streets and residential areas outside the West Lake courtyard. The power of the flying rubble was no less than that of a cannonball. Screams and cries of pain could be heard. With the West Lake courtyard as the center, the West Lake courtyard, which had a radius of several kilometers, was completely barren. Hundreds and thousands of people were killed or injured because of this. Fortunately, this group of Star State warriors focused their attacks on the castle. If they attacked as a group, a single attack would be enough to turn a small district into nothingness, and the shock waves would spread over 100 kilometers. What's going on? You haven't broken through it yet? Tuoliwu, dressed in a black battle uniform, floated in the air in front of the castle like a demon god. The other 19 subordinates transformed into 19 rays of light, attacking the castle again and again. Captain! A dark blue figure suddenly stopped and said anxiously, This castle is definitely not made on Earth. This is a mobile castle specially made for the rich in the universe. The construction of the castle places great importance on safety. Especially the core area of the castle. It's definitely a C-class security zone. Bastard! Tuoliwu's expression became even colder. Captain! Another member immediately appeared beside, floating in mid-air, saying anxiously, We have no way of breaking through, let's just go capture Luo Feng's wife and brother. Luo Feng's parents and 2 children are in this castle, they are his most important family. Catching them is the most effective way. Tuoliwu's complexion became even uglier. In the vast universe, most universe warriors would have many wives. This was because the genes of the strong could easily cause the genes of the descendants to be extremely good. Even if it was for the sake of his family and race, he would usually marry many wives. Furthermore, there were some powers and clans that were willing to send their women to sleep with the expert. Therefore, in the universe, experts had many wives, so the importance of wives was very low. And the stronger the expert, the fewer the children. For example, the Manka star would become a domain lord at adulthood. Their genes were powerful, but their population was very small. Like the golden horned beast, it was so rare that it was almost extinct. It was even rarer than the undyings in the universe. Experts could have a large group of wives, but they had very few children. Of course, there was only one pair of parents. Therefore, a very natural concept was formed in the universe. The most important things to the strong were parents and children. Captain, most people on Earth are monogamous. His wife is still very important to him, the team member said. Humph, since this Luo Feng is the leader of Earth, and has huge wealth, how could he only have one wife in the future? Tuoliwu frowned. Forget it, since we can't capture his parents and children, we'll immediately capture his wife and little brother. Yes. The team members acknowledged the order respectfully. Shwa, shwa, shwa. A large number of streams of light quickly flew away from the sky. All that was left was the ruined castle and the lawns that had long been in ruins. Woo 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 woo, the sound of police sirens resounded in the sky of Yangzhou City. Oh my God! Heavens! This, standing on the ruins of the houses, a few policemen stared in shock into the distance. All they could see was the ground ahead, a few km long, tens of meters deep ravines, almost as though they had been split open by a god's huge sword. The beautiful West Lake courtyard had long been turned into ruins. Other than the ruined castle that still stood, everything else was in ruins. The Luo family's castle is really tough. Those aliens' attacks broke through one layer of the wall, but the shockwaves alone destroyed the surrounding ground and the walls of the West Lake courtyard. 2 big shots of the military sat in the car and discussed. How many died? 812 dead, thousands injured. I didn't expect the Nuland Shan family to still be here. To Earth, destroying the West Lake courtyard into ruins and affecting the surrounding civilians. Even though it was a huge matter, it wasn't a huge blow to Earth. What really shocked the other countries was, this incident meant one thing: the Nuland Shan family hasn't left. Su Xin, hurry to the survival base. Right, don't hesitate, immediately. Su Xin, who carried the consciousness sensor helmet with her, after receiving Luo Feng's orders, immediately called for a fighter jet, preparing to fly towards the survival base. Shwa, shwa, shwa. In mid-air, the fighter jet was actually forcefully dragged down to the ground. Hua. The cabin door opened. Su Xion's expression was ugly as she looked outside at the group of Nuland Shan family elites that obviously looked different from the Earth people. Madame Luo, make a trip with us, the quantum computer said. One of the team members grabbed Su Xion's hand, immediately dragging her out. So, Pekong and the other team members flew away together. Other than the problem of capturing Luo Feng's parents and children, the other 5 leaders, Su Xian and Luo Hua, didn't have any problems. Earth, South America. Due to the lack of population, South America only had 2 headquarter cities. One of them was Brasilia headquarter city, mainly made up of Brazilian citizens before the Grand Nirvana. There were also a few other South American citizens who migrated to join. Brasilia headquarter city, one of the manors. Rongji is back. 3 men dressed in black battle uniforms looked up at the sky. Another small team broke through the skies and swiftly landed. Captain Rongji, have you caught them? That was too easy. The 4 captains stood together, as their ship was hidden within the Amazon forest, and while they were on Earth, they didn't want to live in the forest, hence they chose this Brasilia headquarter city, choosing a place with a decent environment, a manor that wasn't too bad. As for the original owner of the manor, he'd become meat paste and fertilizer. Invite them over, Tuale Wu ordered. Yes, Captain. The leaders of the 5 countries along with Su Xian and Luo Hua were escorted into the huge yard of the manor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Tuoliwa looked at the 7 of them, revealing a smile. It's an honor to meet all of you. He spoke in the universe common language, the quantum computer automatically translating Chinese and English. The 7 people present weren't normal people. The other 5 were the leaders of the 5 strongest countries on Earth. Naturally, they didn't need to be mentioned. Su Xian was Luo Feng's wife. She frequently used the virtual universe network. She had a lot of understanding of the universe. Luo Hua had been paralyzed for over 10 years. He also liked to test one's mental fortitude in the financial markets and such. When faced with such a situation, he was naturally calm. "May I ask, who are you?" Of the 5 leaders, the American president was the first to ask. "I'm just a very normal captain of a small exploration team in the universe." Tuale Wu smiled, speaking in universe language. "I want to ask you all, back then when Earth was attacked by the swallowing monster, you all haven't forgotten, right?" The 7 all nodded. "Very good, very cooperative." Tuale Wu nodded. "Then where's the swallowing monster's body?" A trace of doubt flashed past the eyes of the 7 people present. Tuale Wu frowned upon seeing this. "Rongji, you go and hypnotize them. Remember, especially that woman and that young man, don't damage their memories. In a while, I'll still need them to contact the leader of Earth, Luo Feng." "Don't worry." The other team leader smiled. A formless spirit energy swiftly permeated everyone's consciousness, after which they began to ask, "What's going on? Not a single one of them knows?" Luo Feng's wife doesn't know either. Tuale Wu and the other captains' expressions changed. On Earth, their goal was to find the swallowing monster's body. "Wake up!" Rong Ji ordered softly. The 7 all woke up. They looked at each other, their expressions changing slightly. "Madam Luo, I want you to immediately enter the virtual universe network. I'll also accompany you." Tuale Wu said softly, "If you don't agree, you should know many people will die. I believe the merciful you will definitely agree." Su Xian took a deep breath, nodding. She had no choice. Against this universe exploration team that could easily capture the leaders of the 5 great countries, Su Xian had no way to resist. Virtual universe. Su Xian and Tuale Wu simultaneously appeared on the streets. Tuale Wu brought Su Xian, swiftly entering a private room in a bar. "Contact Luo Feng," Tuale Wu ordered. "Remember, follow my instructions from before." "All right." Su Xian could only send out a communication request. After a while, a screen appeared before them. On it appeared Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God. "Su Xian?" Luo Feng's cold face revealed a rare look of joy. "You've reached the survival base? Are you all right?" "I'm fine." Su Xian said. "Luo Feng, the universe humans that attacked our house earlier, captured little brother Luo Hua, and used his phone to force me to tell them where the swallowing monster's body is. If I don't, they'll kill him. I don't even know where the swallowing monster's body is. What do I do?" Tuale Wu stood in the corner of the private room, watching coldly. According to his plan, he would first let Su Xian question Luo Feng, a wife asking her husband. Without alerting him, it would be easy to be exposed. If that didn't work, he would force it out. "Luo Feng, if you don't speak, little brother Luo Hua will die," Su Xian said anxiously. "Why are you asking this? The swallowing monster's body has long rotted away." Luo Feng was nervous within, because he knew Su Xian had been captured. Because Su Xian had already hinted to him. Usually, when Su Xian talked about Luo Hua, she would directly say, "Your little brother," or Luo Hua. She would not awkwardly say, "Little brother Luo Hua." However, Su Xian's words contained several "little brother Luo Hua," and her tone was very awkward. And all this, relying on the quantum computer to translate, Tuale Wu didn't notice at all. "Leader." A human silhouette appeared beside Su Xian. Luo Feng stared at the sturdy cold man before him. "Don't lie to us like you did to your wife. The swallowing monster's body can't have rotted away in a short 3 years. Speak, where is it?" Tuale Wu said solemnly, "If you don't speak, your little brother and wife, along with countless others, will lose their lives." Luo Feng stared at Tuale Wu. "You're from the Nulan Shan family?" "Nulan Shan family? What has that got to do with us? Are you joking?" Tuale Wu laughed, suddenly turning cold, shouting, "Don't talk nonsense, are you going to speak or not?" "Bastard!" Luo Feng's expression was complicated. 10 seconds. If you don't speak in 10 seconds, I'll kill your little brother first. Tuale Wu said coldly. 10, 9. Don't play such childish games. Luo Feng stared at Tuale Wu. Don't you just want to know about the golden horned beast's body? Don't talk about the swallowing monster. You think I don't know? Good. Tuale Wu laughed. As one of the top 10 elites of the Newland Shan Guards, he had indeed heard of the golden horned beast. It was just that when Pulla gave him the plan earlier, he instructed him to tell the others about the swallowing monster. However, I can't trust you 100%, Luo Feng said. I understand. Tuale Wu nodded. We'll hand over the people, and hand over the golden horned beast's body. Luo Feng said coldly. The golden horned beast's body actually isn't even on Earth. It's actually on an uninhabited planet that's about 200,000 kilometers per second from Earth, requiring around 10 days to reach. Hence, no matter how you search for it on Earth, you won't be able to find it. Tuale Wu's eyes gleamed, praising. Powerful, smart, leader, even I admire you. Right, a treasure like the golden horned beast's body has to be hidden well. Tell me, where is it? Tuale Wu was excited. The implications of the golden horned beast's body were too huge. That was even bigger than the entire Newland Shan family's fortune. Humph. Luo Feng laughed coldly. I'll tell you now, what happens if you kill someone? Tuale Wu's expression sunk. Humph. Luo Feng snorted coldly. If we work together, I'll give you a universe coordinate. Arrange for people to rush there. And I will arrange for people to meet my family and confirm that they're alive and well. When that time comes, you release them. I'll tell you the exact location of the golden horned beast. If you don't even agree to this, it means that you don't plan on letting my family live at all. Then we'll go our separate ways. Relying on the golden horned beast's body, finding your little team, and killing you isn't impossible. Luo Feng laughed coldly. Tuale Wu laughed weirdly twice. Leader Luo Feng, you're indeed straightforward. We'll do as you say. All right. Luo Feng's expression was cold. Luo Feng swiftly confirmed everything with Tuale Wu, after which the communication was cut. Voila. After a while, Luo Feng contacted the slave trader. Mr. Luo Feng, you told me before that within a day, you'd transport 100 star level 9 slaves to Bylon Star? One day was simply too short. One day, that meant, it had to be done within the Silver Blue Empire. Star level 9 slaves were originally a luxury. In such a small place like the Silver Blue Empire, even if it was done with other merchants, it wouldn't be much. Cut the crap, within a day, what's the most I can deliver? I'll pay the full price. Luo Feng said softly. To reach Bylon Star within a day, the most I can deliver is 8 star level 9 slaves, and you won't be able to choose your race, gender, etc. The green-haired man shook his head helplessly. Mr. Luo Feng, is there a need to be so anxious? One day is too short. From Horn Dragon Star to Bylon Star, it would take close to 10 days. Luo Feng was clear too. For a slave trader to deliver star level 9 slaves to Bylon Star within a day, that was very difficult. After all, the flying distance was limited. 8 it is, Luo Feng said. Chapter 313. After the call with Wu La, they arrived at Bylon Star 12 hours later. White snow fluttered in the air, and the cold air was pressing. The spaceship landed in front of the castle in the warehouse base. Master. The slave guards respectfully waited in front of the base. Luo Feng swiftly rushed out of the cabin door. Thunder God and Hong followed. The metals that Master ordered have already arrived and are stored in the warehouse. The slave guard captain said respectfully. Also, a slave merchant ship has arrived, escorting 3 slaves. Oh, Luo Feng slightly nodded. The metal he ordered was the best combination of metals that the golden horned beast could consume when it was still in the star level. It could increase its evolution efficiency by 89 times. The metal combination that he had ordered previously cost over 10 billion black dragon dollars, but it was almost used up, and the efficiency was only 51 times. Watching Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God enter the castle, the slave guard captain was a little surprised. In the past, his master always had a smile on his face, but why was his killing intent so heavy this time? Ever since he took over the body, Luo Feng's killing intent was already very strong. It was only because of his wife and child that Luo Feng's desire to kill had lessened a little. Plus Luo Feng's self-control. Hence he had always been courteous and didn't bully others. One had to know back when Luo Feng first went out to sea and killed Sago Neru and Atkin, that was the Luo Feng without any restraint. This time, Luo Feng could no longer suppress his bloodthirsty killing intent. Top floor of Bailon Star Castle. It had been almost 9 hours since they arrived at Bailon Star, and just before that, the last 5-star level 9 slaves had just arrived. Third, you're going to bring these slaves back to Earth by yourself. Don't you need us to go with you? Thunder God glared at him. Big brother, second brother, this battle mainly relies on the star level 9 slaves. You and I can't interfere at all. I'm going so that I can command them more flexibly and quickly. If I didn't have to command them, I wouldn't have needed to go, explained Luo Feng. Hong and Thunder God also understood. This battle was a battle between star level 9 warriors. One of them was a star level 1 and the other a star traveler level 9. Going would be suicide. Third son, be careful. Thunder God couldn't help but say. Don't try to show off, Hong reminded. Luo Feng slightly nodded. I'll be leaving first. Ever since he found out that his wife and brother were captured, Luo Feng couldn't hold it in any longer. He waited until now just to wait for the 8 slaves to arrive. At the entrance of the castle, Hong and Thunder God watched as Luo Feng brought the 8-star level 9 slaves into the ship, disappearing into the horizon. Phew! Thunder God let out a breath of hot air and looked at Hong. Big brother, you don't feel good, do you? A little. Hong raised his head slightly and looked in the direction where the spaceship had disappeared. I don't feel good either. Thunder God sighed. In the past, no matter what kind of danger we encountered, the two of us could always fight it out. But this time, from the beginning to the end, the two of us couldn't interfere at all. This feeling of helplessness was really king bastard. It's terrible. It's not good. Hong nodded. Hong and Thunder God, who were they? For the past few decades, the two of them had always been at the peak of humanity on Earth. Whether it was during the Grand Nirvana period or the battle with the swallowing beast, they could all fight and do their best. And this time, the calamity that the Newland Shan family had brought, the two of them had no way of interfering. Too weak, Hong said in a low voice. Yes, our strengths are too weak. Thunder God nodded. Not only are the two of us weak, even Third Z's strength is weak. Right now we're relying on the power of money, but what about our own strength? 2-star level 1 and 1-star traveler level 9. Compared to the Newland Shan family, we're worlds apart. Hong said in a low voice, let's go to the virtual universe. Virtual universe? Thunder God was stunned. The virtual universe is the entire vast universe, where countless human warriors gather. We have to find a path that suits us, Hong said. Within the virtual universe, Hong and Thunder God sat in a corner of a bar, Hong using his quantum computer to search for information. How is it? Thunder God asked. I found it, a place that's extremely suitable for fighters to train. Hong nodded. However, this place, the price is extremely high. According to the difference in strength, the amount of money required is different, but it's still extremely high. Third Z gave us 500 million Ganwu dollars each. It's definitely enough, Thunder God said. It's enough. 500 million Ganwu dollars is a huge amount. Hong nodded. However, as our strength increases, the 500 million Ganwu dollars will be used up. What place? Thunder God couldn't help but ask. Killing fields, Hong said slowly. For fighters to raise their strength, they had to train hard? Unless it was the Manka people, like the golden-horned beast, with a naturally strong bloodline, they were destined to become domain lords and sector lords. However, for example, the Manka people, after becoming domain lords, they also needed to use all sorts of methods to break through. Raising their strength? Battle. Battle was the best method. It was best if they fought side by side. A battle that made people feel the threat of death. Right, big brother, back then our strength rose the fastest during the Great Nirvana period. It was because during the Great Nirvana period there were all sorts of monsters. However, as our strength surpassed all the monsters, our strength rose slower. After tens of years, we only rose 2 or 3 levels. Thunder God said. Hong's eyes gleamed. Fighters that didn't battle, could they still be called fighters? Hong and Thunder God had indeed found a relatively correct path. Battle was indeed an important path to raise one's strength. This was also why powerful fighters and spirit readers, over 99% of them, joined the Universe Mercenary Alliance. This was also the reason why the Battle Axe Coliseum, such a terrifying place where one would definitely die in every battle, was still popular. Obtaining the Universe-level Battle Axe Fighter title could be said to have a 50% chance of becoming a Domain Lord, and normal Universe levels advancing to Domain Lords, the chances were ridiculously low. This is the Killing Fields? Hong and Thunder God entered a large hall. This hall was extremely huge, comparable to a city, however there weren't many people inside. How imposing! Thunder God looked at the large hall, that blood droplet's huge background. He couldn't help but exclaim. How can it not be imposing? This place is very expensive. I'm a Star Traveler level 9. One day I have to pay 1 million Black Dragon dollars or 700 Ganwu dollars. This definitely isn't something normal people can afford. Hong couldn't help but say 1 million Black Dragon dollars was enough to buy a large warehouse on Bailon Star. Here, it was only enough for one day. But there are still many people who are willing to come. Thunder God couldn't help but say, didn't you see the advertisement? What kind of enemy you want, you can totally set your own requirements. Yes, this is what I like too. Hong took a deep breath. Killing fields. This was an extremely luxurious place to battle. Those who paid could request anything they wanted from the virtual universe system. For example, Hong was a Star Traveler level 9, with a domain level 2. He could totally request for an opponent to be a Star Traveler level 9, with a domain level 3. In reality, it was extremely difficult to find a suitable opponent. He could also request for 100 Star Traveler level 9s to surround and attack him. Such opportunities were extremely difficult to find in reality. However, in the virtual universe, it was possible. Of course, there was still a difference between the virtual universe and reality, otherwise the Battle Axe Coliseum wouldn't be so popular. Tulu, did you get something this time? Not bad, however our team lost 3 people. It couldn't be helped. How could a few teams not fight and rob each other when they discovered a new world? I don't know which sector lord created this world. There are some treasures inside. At least I didn't manage to get anything. At least I managed to get 10,000 cubes of universe crystals. It can be considered a profit. 10,000 cubes? This world definitely hasn't been excavated before. 3 men walked past. On their left chests were medals. The picture was of a floating planet on a blood-red wave. Universe 1-star mercenary. Hong and Thunder God glanced at each other. The mercenary medal, the huge axe medal, etc., these were all recognized by the virtual universe through the virtual universe's customer terminal consciousness sensor, auxiliary quantum computer, AI quantum computer. When scanning the user's body, it would automatically record it. The user could choose to hide it or show it. What world were you talking about? Thunder God couldn't help but ask. I was talking about sector lords. I've also heard that sector lords can create a world. Hong shook his head. Anyway, it's very far from us, let's go in and fight. Fight. Thus, Hong and Thunder God began their days in the slaughterhouse, and here, it was a place the strong warriors of the universe often came to. If they met an enemy in reality, they could totally enter the killing fields, setting up an opponent that was almost exactly the same as the enemy, and then battle it out. Of course, there were still some differences between reality and the virtual world. You would never be able to set up an opponent that was exactly the same as the enemy in reality. As Hong and Thunder God were being killed time and time again in the killing fields, killing their opponents time and time again, after about 8 hours of traveling through the dark universe, Luo Feng's universe ship finally arrived on Earth. East of China, in a certain wilderness, a man wearing a blood-red battle suit stood there, his eyes filled with faint red flames. Behind him stood a row of 8 people. The shortest of these 8 people was only 2 meters tall, but the tallest one was more than 4 meters tall. There were both men and women, one of them even had a lion's head. Yes, these were the 8-star level 9 slaves Luo Feng bought. Due to time constraints, Luo Feng didn't have much choice, hence these 8 slaves were very different from the ones he bought last time. The slaves from last time all looked very similar to the humans of Earth. If one didn't look carefully, one wouldn't be able to tell them apart. From now on, you are not to be more than a 100 m away from me, Luo Feng said in universe language. Yes, master. Whether it was high-pitched, thick or clear, a mix of voices resounded. The 8-star level 9 slaves said respectfully. Luo Feng was expressionless, his eyes burning like a flame. Babata, connect to the global satellite network, through the entire world's surveillance systems, search for traces of the Newland Shan family bastard. Luo Feng ordered. Yes. P.S. Chapter 2 here continue. Chapter 3:14. In the wilderness, Luo Feng and his 8 slaves waited quietly. Luo Feng, that group of bastards should have blocked the signal and used a stealth system. The various countries' surveillance systems can't find them. Babata was obviously unhappy. Wait a minute. What's up? Luo Feng's heart skipped a beat. I've discovered an AI has infiltrated the entire satellite network of Earth. And it's a punk. Babata was obviously excited. Oh, I've found it. This level of AI should be a beginner-level AI. That AI's interface to Earth's network is in South America's Brasilia headquarters city. South America? Luo Feng smiled coldly. What? A ship appeared beside him. The cabin door automatically opened. Depart. Luo Feng ordered. The 8 slaves followed into the ship. Flying from Asia to South America, even though Luo Feng's speed was fast, it would still take a while, and using a universe ship, that would be too fast. Similar to the Newland Shan family, Luo Feng's ship naturally blocked the signal and camouflaged itself. In terms of technical ability, with Babata, Luo Feng was much stronger than the Newland Shan family. South America, Brasilia headquarters city. About 60 kilometers away from the villa occupied by Tooli Wu and the others, the ship floated. Remember, no one is to stray more than 100 m away from me. Luo Feng looked coldly at the 8 slaves. At the same time, don't make any noise, understand? Understood. The 8 slaves replied. Very good, depart. Luo Feng flew out of the cabin door, the 8 slaves following behind. The 9 swiftly flew towards the villa. Probably none of this elite team would have thought, with their technology that far surpassed Earth's, the last thing they were discovered was because their AI had infiltrated the Earth system. It couldn't be helped. Compared to Babata, that AI's abilities were far too lacking. It's that villa ahead. Babata reminded. Luo Feng and the 8 slaves floated in mid-air. However, the light around them was strangely distorted, causing the 9 of them to float in mid-air. However, the people in the streets and residential areas below couldn't see them at all. This type of camouflage was purely an optical system's visual camouflage effect. To the strong, as long as the distance was close, they would be able to sense the opponent's presence. Babata, have you checked the situation inside? Luo Feng asked. My detection system has a radius of 20,000 meters. Why don't you take a look at where my alert detection system comes from? This was taken from the Yun Mo planet ship. Babata was very confident. Back on Misty Island, he had relied on this warning system to check on every human's strength, potential, and so on. He could even check on one's mind expanse from afar. The Yun Mo planet. Hu Yen Bo's carriage. How advanced was that surveillance system? Investigating a group of star level 9 warriors was simply too easy. TSK, you even set up a defensive alert? Haha, in front of me, that's a joke. Boohoo, look. 15 star level 9s, 19 star level 8s, 26 star level 7s. The Newland Shan family had a total of 60 people. The ones who were captured, the leaders of the 5 big countries, your wife Su Xian, and your brother Luo Hua. Babata easily investigated everything. As long as they were within 20,000 meters, 20 kilometers, they would be able to see everything clearly. 60? Luo Feng creased his eyebrows. 15 star level 9s, 45 star level 7s and 8. Their strength was twice that of their side. Luo Feng didn't know, there was a small group of 20 people that boarded a ship and left Earth, heading towards the coordinates Luo Feng had set, preparing to search for the golden horned beast's body. Babata, give me everyone's location, the entire structure of the villa, etc. Luo Feng was very clear, rescuing people had to be extremely careful, otherwise if anything went wrong, it would be too late for regret. After a while. From now on, I will use your mini-quantum computers to give you all orders. Luo Feng's gaze swept past the 8 slaves. Be careful. Understood, master. The 8 slaves said solemnly. Let's go. Luo Feng used Babata to give orders to the 8 slaves' mini-quantum computers. The 8 slaves didn't make a sound, following Luo Feng towards the villa. After a while, the 9 of them arrived at the foot of the villa's walls. The 4 of you guard outside the walls, prepare to provide support. Luo Feng ordered. 4 of them nodded, not daring to make a sound. The rest follow me. Luo Feng didn't make a sound, only ordering. Luo Feng and the other 4 quietly began to enter the huge villa, luckily with Babata's surveillance. The movements of everyone within the villa were all within his grasp. The only thing was, Luo Feng and the others didn't dare to be careless, even their heartbeats temporarily stopped. After all, the opponent's weakest was a star level 7. They were all extremely vigilant people. Even their heartbeats could attract their attention. Temporarily stopping their heartbeats wasn't difficult. Normal student-level fighters' heartbeats would get slower and slower. Star Traveler-level fighters could stop their heartbeats for half an hour, much less Luo Feng, who was a star level 1 spirit reader. He could even directly shatter his heart and be fine. Someone is heading this way in 1 seconds. He'll probably discover you. There's someone coming down 52 meters to the left. Ahead, Babata's repeated reminders made Luo Feng and the others extremely nervous and careful. Villa, within one of the buildings on the 3rd floor of a luxurious room, there were 2 star level 9 fighters standing guard. Within the room, Tuoliwu sat cross-legged, entering the virtual universe to report the situation to his family. Head ancestor, Newland Shan Guard Rongji, is leading a small team towards their destination. They'll probably arrive in 15 days. Tuoliwu stood ramrod straight, his eyes filled with excitement and worship. In front of him on the screen was a silhouette. It was the man with the highest authority in the entire Newland Shan family. Tuoliwu was extremely proud and excited. To be able to meet the founder of the family, what an honor it was. One had to know that even the elite disciple of the Newland Shan family, Pulla, was only able to meet Newland Shan for the first time because of this incident. 15 days? Newland Shan's cold eyes, the corners of his lips curled upwards. Very good, you're now the head captain of the Newland Shan Guards, right? Newland Shan said casually. Yes, head ancestor. Tuoliwu said respectfully. Once the matter is done, you'll be promoted to the commander position. Nulan Shan said directly, you'll also be awarded the first-class medal of the family. The Nulan Shan guards were all outsiders, hence the highest position was usually the commander of the Nulan Shan guards. Of course, if one reached the universe level, even the Kaluo Empire, Silver Blue Empire etc. would fight over them. Staying in the Nulan Shan family, one would naturally receive an even higher position, able to stand shoulder to shoulder with the head. Tuoliwu revealed a look of glee, shouting loudly, "Yes, head ancestor! On Earth, be careful with the Earth leader hostage you've captured, don't let anything happen." Nulan Shan reminded. "Head ancestor, there definitely won't be any problems, I dare use my life to guarantee it." Tuoliwu was extremely confident in front of the head ancestor. Nulan Shan nodded slightly. He was very satisfied with his subordinate's serious work. Luo Feng, 150 m ahead of you, is the place where the leaders of the 5 countries, Su Xian and Luo Hua, are locked up. There's no way to get any closer now. That building is the one with the most fighters in the entire villa. The Nulan Shan family's little team has 60 members, 32 of them are in that building, including the 9-star level 9s. Babata reminded Luo Feng, the entire villa was huge, the other buildings didn't have many people. Luo Feng could only get closer and closer. The place where they're locked up, the guards are 2-star level 9s. Babata reminded, the others should stay further away from the guards' rooms. Luo Feng's thoughts moved, the cloud contact armor swiftly covered his face. One was for safety, the second was to not let the Nulan Shan family know that the one who saved them was Luo Feng. 150 m, you are all star level 9s, in the universe, your flying speed can reach 150,000 meters per second. On Earth, because of the air resistance, even though it's much slower. However, it's still 50,000 meters per second. Right now, I want you to use your fastest speed to reach the room 150 m away. 2 of them are in charge of controlling the guards. The other 2 are in charge of saving them. Luo Feng's orders were transmitted to the 4's quantum computers. The 4 slaves nodded. Then, Luo Feng looked at the building ahead, squinting his eyes. Let's go. So. 4-star level 9s and Luo Feng. The 4 slaves' flying speed was around 50,000 meters per second, even though Luo Feng was only a star level 1, relying on his level 3 spirit weapon soaring shuttle and his powerful consciousness. His speed exceeded 200,000 meters per second. Within the guards' room, Su Xian, Luo Hua and the 5 leaders were scattered throughout the room. The floor was only covered with blankets. "What are you looking at?" A guard sat on a chair, looking disdainfully at the leaders of the European Union, pointing and laughing. "Just you, and you're still a country leader? However, I have to say, Earth is such a big place, yet you've created so many countries. Elementary-level countries in the universe, they all have a few galaxies, over 1 million life planets." The moment he finished, rumble, the wall suddenly exploded. A muscular man with a lion's head and armor charged in first, arriving in front of the guard in an instant. 150 m distance, 50,000 meters per second? What kind of concept was that? It was faster than the blink of an eye. Because it was simply too fast, many times faster than the speed of sound. When the 2 guards felt the strong energy, the 4 slaves were less than 10 m away from them, immediately engaging in battle. What? Luo Hua and Su Xian stared wide-eyed. So. 2 vines fiercely wrapped around the 2 of them, leaves wrapping around them. Luo Feng controlled the 7 vines, wrapping around the 7 people. One had to know that the cloud contact vine back on Misty Island had quite a number of vines, much less Luo Feng's that had already grown to the star level 3. In terms of the growth speed of the cloud contact vine, Luo Feng's was indeed very fast. At least, it was much faster than Luo Feng's earth body. "Capture them! Quickly!" The entire manor instantly exploded, and shock waves visible to the naked eye swept out in all directions. Not only did it raze the entire manor to the ground, but a large number of the surrounding residential streets were also instantly affected by the shock waves and turned into mud. Back then in the West Lake courtyard, the main reason was that the courtyard itself was a few km in radius. And this villa wasn't that big. Including the last time, they were all attacks on the castle. And this time, it was a group of star level 9 warriors wantonly attacking each other. Some of the attacks were dodged, naturally the attacks hit the ground. Capture that blood-red armored man. Tua Lei Wu was like lightning, rushing into the sky. With a glance, he saw in the distance a blood-red armored man's body emitting 7 vines, wrapping around 7 people. No need to send us off. In the sky, a universe ship flew over, the cabin door had long been opened, the blood-red armored man dragged the 7 people swiftly into the cabin. So, the universe ship immediately vanished. In terms of speed, the universe ship's speed was much faster than a star level 9 warrior. Lead them to the Pacific Ocean, these are the coordinates. At the same time, Luo Feng gave his 8 slaves an order. Chapter 3:15. In the spaceship, the 5 leaders of the countries were breathing heavily. It was obvious that everything had happened too quickly. They had been wrapped up by the vine leaves, and they hadn't even reacted to what had happened. The cloud contact battle armor swiftly shrunk, revealing Luo Feng's face. Luo Feng, Mr. Luo? The leaders of the 5 countries looked at the person in front of them in shock. Then, they revealed expressions of ecstasy. They knew that they were saved. Beside, Su Xian and Luo Hua revealed looks of glee. Su Xian even rushed into Luo Feng's embrace, hugging him tightly. I was just afraid that I'll never see you again, never see Ping Ping and Little Hai. It's okay, my wife. Luo Feng said softly. He hugged his wife for a while before letting go. Everyone. Luo Feng looked at the others. I still have things to do, everyone please stay within the universe ship for now, it's very safe. Brother, be careful, Luo Hua said. Luo Feng laughed and gently pinched his wife's little face before swiftly leaving and flying out of the cabin. Above the Pacific Ocean, Luo Feng looked up at the universe ship disappearing into the horizon. It's time for a real battle. This group of trash from the Nulan Shan family, they really think that Earth is their backyard, playing however they want. Luo Feng floated in mid-air, looking in the direction of the South American continent. After which, he smiled coldly and immediately rushed down towards the ocean below. With a splash, snow-white waves splashed up as Luo Feng entered the bottom of the ocean. Luo Feng's internal world. On the continent that was covered in golden mist, the golden-horned beast that was entrenched within the metal continent suddenly disappeared. At the same time a human man appeared within. Logically speaking, regardless of whether it was metal or flesh, once humans entered the inner world, they would immediately be decomposed and killed. Back then, the golden-horned beast had devoured those bases in this way. This power of disintegration was none other than the power of the inner world's quintessence. When Luo Feng appeared, the energy seemed to have discovered its own child, surrounding Luo Feng, yet not harming him at all. Luo Feng, later on we'll start killing to our heart's content. The artificial intelligence I created back then has been integrated into the spaceship. It's already connected to Earth's satellite network. Anything that captures the scene of this sea area will be erased with a click. Don't worry, no one will find out. Chasing and killing. The incomparably enraged Nulan Shan family's elite team had been madly chasing after Luo Feng's 8-star level 9 slave. The bloody mad slaughter continued for over 10,000 kilometers. However, their speed was simply too fast. 1 second was 50 kilometers. In a few minutes, they had killed their way from the South American continent to where Luo Feng was hiding. Hua hua, the sea rippled slightly, and the sun was extremely dazzling. Bastard, bastard, bastard! Tuoli Wu angrily roared in his heart. Not long ago, he had confidently guaranteed in front of the patriarch, Absolutely nothing will go wrong, I dare to guarantee it with my life. But in the blink of an eye, all the hostages had been snatched away. How could he not be angry? They chased him all the way. They had the numbers advantage, successfully killing an enemy star level 9, while losing a star level 8. None of you can escape. Tuoliwu's eyes turned red. 15 star level 9s, chasing 7 star level 9s. Of which the star level 9s were flying far ahead, the 18 star level 8s were obviously much slower, and the 26 star level 7s were even slower. And just as Tuoliwu and the group of star level 9s were flying past the ocean, the originally calm ocean suddenly began to churn, as though there was a huge black monster slowly rising from the bottom of the ocean. Slowly, it revealed its sharp blade-like back, like a mountain range. Look! What is that? The 18 star level 8s flying from behind with their vigilance, such a huge monster, such a huge movement, how could they not notice it? Why do I feel that it looks like the swallowing monster from the information we received? One of the team members looked carefully. Swallowing monster? Quickly look. It really looks like it. It really looks like it. The black scales on its back have golden stripes too. Its head is about to pop out. The swallowing monster was extremely important. Compared to it, chasing after those few people had no meaning at all. At this time, the group behind the 26 star level 7s all rushed over. The Newland Shawn family's elite team members floated in mid-air, carefully observing. In the middle of the surging waves of the ocean, there was an incomparably huge head. The entire head was over 100 meters long, which meant to say this head was even bigger than a normal middle school's field on Earth. That extended back was like a mountain range. Incomparably huge. However, these elite team members had all come from the universe to Earth, their knowledge was vast, and they were all very calm. Voila! This huge monster finally broke out of the water, the ocean water washed over its entire body, the black blade-like scales, under the sun's rays, reflecting a dazzling rainbow light. The most eye-catching part of the huge head was that it shot up into the sky, as though it was going to pierce through the heavens. The two black horns that made people's hearts tremble, the black horns were covered in strange golden markings, causing the horns to look like they were made of gold. A pair of huge dark golden eyes. Just like the eyes of the heavens and earth. Cold, savage. Swallowing monster! One of the team members cried out excitedly. It's the swallowing monster. It's it, it's definitely it. The Newland Shawn family's elite team members didn't show any fear, instead shouting excitedly. Quickly inform the captain. Quickly! That's great, this swallowing monster is actually still alive. Tuoliwu and the other 15 Newland Shawn guards were swiftly chasing after it. It really runs fast. Tuoliwu gritted his teeth. Other than killing one enemy at the start of the chaotic battle, he couldn't even catch up to it in the middle of the chase. Because the opponent only wanted to escape, to successfully chase after it was extremely difficult. However, Tuoliwu thought about his promise to the head ancestor, and now it had become like this. He couldn't help but be even more furious. Do. The quantum computer on his arm vibrated. Captain, it's the swallowing monster, it's alive! An excited voice resounded. At the same time the screen displayed the scene of the golden-horned beast slowly emerging from the depths of the ocean. My God! Tuoliwu's eyeballs were about to pop out. The scene on the quantum computer made his soul tremble. The other team members didn't know about the golden-horned beast, but he did. That was the golden-horned beast. Even amongst the space beasts, it had the highest bloodline. The moment it matured, it would be a Sector Lord Level 9 pinnacle. It could be said to be invincible under the undying level. The highest bloodline, a species that was close to extinction, their numbers were much less than undying warriors. This is the golden-horned beast, and it's just a cub. Tuoliwu had a feeling of worship, the legendary pinnacle golden-horned beast. That was the true behemoth, with just a slight stomp of its feet, a wave of its tail, A planet would at least lose a layer of its skin. If it used its full strength, it could directly blow up a planet. This was the pinnacle of the golden horned beast. The pinnacle of sector lords. Quick, catch it! Tuoliwu roared. Everyone, stop chasing, quick, follow me. Tuoliwu used the quantum computer to send a video to the other 14 team members, giving the order. They were still curious why they didn't chase, but after seeing the video, they all cried out excitedly, turning around and flying. In the air above the ocean. Catch it! Catch it alive! 18 star level 8s, 26 star level 7s. This group of team members were all extremely excited. However, the golden horned beast that was slowly emerging from the water looked up coldly at the group of star level 8s charging at the front, its cold eyes flashing with killing intent. Who? A scaly tail that seemed to shake the heavens and earth swept across the sky with shocking speed. Of the 18 star level 8s, 9 of them were directly swept by it. The first 5 to be affected immediately exploded with a hong sound, fresh blood splattered everywhere, broken limbs flying everywhere. The other 4 were either crippled or heavily injured. Don't fight it head-on, rely on technique. Its body is huge, its movement in small spaces can't compare to the agility of humans. The other team members were so scared they broke out in cold sweat, each of them like lightning snakes, their flight paths becoming unpredictable. This was indeed one of the golden horned beast's weaknesses. Back then Hong and Thunder God ignited their souls and fought against the golden horned beast. They relied on their small size to quickly change directions. However, as one of the pinnacle bloodlines, the golden horned beast had its weakness too, and that was, its entire body was a weapon. Sharp claws, sharp horns, tail, wings. Voila! The golden horned beast's speed soared, its huge wings fiercely flapped, its wings were made of scales, the edges even had sharp knife-like scales. When the golden horned beast's speed exploded, its pair of wings madly flapped. Ah! They were swept by the scaled wings and immediately sliced into 3 pieces. Its scale defense is 2. A team member howled loudly. His body was immediately sliced into pieces by the lightning-fast claws, fresh blood flying everywhere. Quickly flee! It's too strong. The scaled tail that was as long as the golden horned beast's body fiercely lashed out, like a whip sweeping across 3 team members, immediately smashing them into pieces. Dealing with 10 star level 9s was a bit troublesome, but dealing with star level 8s and star level 7s, to the golden horned beast that had already reached the star level 7, it was simply a massacre. 4 claws wantonly clawing and trampling, both wings fiercely flapping, that was like 2 dark clouds covering the ground. The strangest and most ferocious part was still that tail. In just a short while, 18 star level 8s were all killed. Yes, the golden horned beast was purposely killing the star level 8. Flee! Flee! Quickly flee! The star level 7s were completely on the verge of collapse. At this time, the golden horned beast's eyes flashed with a bloodthirsty madness. It opened its huge mouth. Immediately a formless energy enveloped a large area of space, completely enveloping the group of star level 7s and Newland Shan family elites, only to see their bodies swiftly shrink, simultaneously flying towards the golden horned beast's mouth. The closer they got to the golden horned beast's mouth, the smaller they became, until they became tiny dots, disappearing into the black hole of the golden horned beast's mouth. The golden horned beast's 3 great natural abilities: devour. The devour technique, a natural ability, it could devour large amounts of metal into the internal world, and it had a group attack effect. Any life forms weaker than itself could be devoured and killed. Goo! The golden horned beast seemed to let out a burp. Seeing the 10 beams of light swiftly flying over, it immediately dove into the ocean, leaving behind the stench of blood around it. P.S. Update complete. I've made up for yesterday's 2 chapters, I still owe 3. I have to continue to work hard,